welcome to the Thursday night Maker Hangout. Someday it'll be on Tuesday night. We already have people hanging out in the back. So I'm just going to go right at it. We might have some surprise guests tonight. I've been sending out invites left, right, up, and down. So Shane is apparently shaking things up over here. I think we only have Shane. I don't know. There might be someone else. I can't tell. They're a little too loud. But we'll bring in, I guess we'll bring in these guys. Hey! What's going on, guys? Can you hear us?
Nope.
Dwight? Ian? You're muted. We cannot hear you.
Thank God.
There. Okay. Hold on. I'll fix that. Hey, and we're starting it already. That was the joke last week. What's going on, Mika Steve? Welcome to the chat.
Be careful, Justin. If you use that joke too often, it'll lose its funny.
Oh yeah, it's funny to me, but not so much fun for them. But we'll see. Yeah, been one of those fun weeks, hot week here in Colorado. So.
That's what was. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on.
Huh? Dwight forgot something again.
No, we brought up the chat on a different screen here at my desk,
okay.
and I was going, man, I'm hearing an echo. And he reached over and hit the mute button on the YouTube side. I'm like, okay.
Yep. You got to make sure to have yourself muted.
Yeah,
otherwise
well,
it doesn't work out so well.
As a guest speaker from time to time, mute doesn't even register.
This is true. Well, I know Ian doesn't have a mute button, so.
No, he's got a volume control problem.
I know. We know. It's great. It's a great volume control problem.
It's like that amp where it's just like you go to change the volume and it's just like it's either off or just completely on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much
but
exactly
the advantage
that.
is y'all down my volume at the show, so when I left the show, my voice was fine, and y'all were all like choking and losing your voices.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Go like this to try and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's exactly.
What do you got going on back there, Shane?
I am working on some resin stuff back in the corner there.
Yeah. Anything special?
It is parts for cosplay. It's Final Fantasy 14 Red Mage. These are going to be parts for the actual costume itself. But I do have the sword here.
Oh, right on. Nice. Very nice. That looks rugged.
Oh, it's not rugged.
No, rugged as in if it was real, that would.
Oh yeah.
That'd scare the hell out of anybody you ran up against.
You know the cosplay sword I've always wanted to make, and one of these days I'm going to get around to doing it, is the Executioner's Blade from Naruto.
Oh yeah, the big
That huge one with the half moon cut out of it, and
that would be cool.
Have you ever seen Michael Cthulhu on YouTube?
No.
You should probably look him up. He does like the fantasy swords out of like metal. He's done stuff like the Gunblade from one of the Final Fantasies, and you could like actually pull the trigger on it and everything, and it would like it had like actions and everything on it.
Wow.
This thing was like really cool.
Have you seen that new resin that launched on Kickstarter earlier this week? It's made by an established company, Monocure 3D, and it's their new resin. They call it Tinsel. Tinsile.
No.
Oh, look at this guy. What's going on, Scott?
Hang on a minute. We got audio issues.
I feel like I just saw you.
Now I can hear you.
Hey, what's going on, Scott?
Just stopping by for a couple minutes. So.
Hey, Scott, how are you, buddy?
Well, let's see. I had surgery on Friday. It was supposed to be a quick outpatient deal. That went good. The weekend went good, and Monday the train left the tracks and hit the bottom of the canyon. So,
are you doing okay?
It's not been good. So, anyway,
yeah. Wow.
I'm on the mend.
How you feel? Okay, there you go. You're up. You're going up, go up or down, whatever the hell it's called now.
So I had 3 very large kidney stones, and nobody at Murph knew that I had that going on while I was there. But anyway, they had to go in and blast them out. The largest one was 15 millimeters, 1.5 centimeters, so the size of a
Oh,
marble. And
yeah. Put a little
so
wrinkle in your pee on it.
yeah, they blasted them on Friday, and then what they do is they put a stent in between the kidney and the bladder to basically stop the flow from that kidney, so the fluids will build up in that kidney. And then Monday they had me take the stent out, which we're not going to go into gory details on that.
Thank you.
It's over a foot long.
Jesus.
The stent is over a foot long.
Yeah.
So once that comes out, initially everything's fine, but then the kidney realizes that everything's good to go. So it starts working overtime trying to clean itself out. And it's the best way I can describe it is with each heartbeat, it feels like somebody jams an ice pick in your kidney and then just rips it all the way to your bladder. And that's every time your heart beats.
Oh my. So in constant pain.
Yeah. So
Oh.
Ooh.
the number one way to take care of that is hydrate, water, lots and lots of water.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, I feel for you, brother. I hate that you have to go through that.
But-
I've had one kidney stone, dude, and it was just flat out awful.
yeah. Well, let's just put it this way. When they tell you something like that and you got to drink lots of water, set a timer on your phone, like for every hour or something, and force yourself to drink
Right.
water every hour when the timer goes off or when the alarm goes off, whether you feel like you need water or not, whether you feel like you're bloated or not, because I wasn't drinking enough water and I became extremely dehydrated and wound up back in the hospital last night. So,
Oh no.
God,
the poor little gal putting my IV in, she had a terrible time trying to find a vein because they were all collapsed and everything. But they put 4 liters of IV in me. They gave me some IV. They gave me some painkiller through my IV. They let me sleep for about 3-4 hours there, and then had my friend bring me back home. And the head nurse there at the ER, she had me unlock my phone, and she went into my phone and she set
Nice.
a timer on there or an alarm every hour. And she made me promise that I would not shut the alarm off until I drank that glass of water. She said, because you're not going to know any sense of time. You're going to think you've had plenty of water and you haven't. And anyway, so been following that routine today, and I'm doing a hell of a lot better today than I have been all this week. So
That's good to hear.
Glad to hear
Hear
that.
that.
anyway, I didn't come here to talk about
No.
the medical issues. So
Right.
Glad you're doing better. If there's anything we can do for you, dude, just shoot out a message or something, and
I'll be 100%.
We'll be there.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I ever get a kidney stone that size in my kidney again, I'm on the next plane to Mexico and I'm selling that son of a bitch, and it's somebody else's problem.
I love it.
Because having a kidney removed has to be less
Easier.
painful
Oh yeah.
than what
Wow.
that was. So anyway,
Yeah, they're painful.
but I've got a
Hey,
shit ton of projects I'm working on and trying to get done. I've got a brand new bamboo here that I haven't even felt like taking out of the box.
Is that the one that Nick sent you?
No,
Or is that the P1S?
Is
the
it
one
of
that
the new
Nick sent
ones?
me is over here printing, and I literally just finished enclosing it
Yeah.
last week. I did a full enclosure on the P1P, but
Then of course they released the P1S to make
Yeah.
life easy.
yeah, there's one of those down here on the floor still in the box. I haven't even opened it up, and I've got a K1 that I haven't
all the
taken out of the
pillars.
box yet. So
I got a prediction. If you like the P1P, you want another P1P, you better buy it now, because I suspect that the current production batch is the last they'll be making.
Yeah.
That new P1S is only $100 more expensive. It has a lot going for it for $100 extra bucks.
Yeah, I think they did that to clearance the old one.
yeah, well, that's so. There's a reason why they dropped the price of the P1P to $5.99 a few weeks ago.
Clear inventory.
Well, everybody thought it was a shot across the bow at Creality, and it wasn't because they already had the P1S. Hell, the P1S had already shipped to a lot of us at that point.
Right.
It's to get the P1S out of the warehouses and out of the supply stream. The P1P, it's to get the P1P out of the warehouses and out of the supply stream, and the P1S will take its place. And I don't know what is next in their
DB3D, yeah.
Hey Dan.
Hi guys.
Hey, Dan.
Well, so Bamboo's filed patents, and they're a bit vague, but they have. So the P1S was one of them, but they've also got an X1S
Yeah.
with
And an X1E.
and
Well, the X1E is going to be a 300 by 300 by 300 or larger.
Extended. E for
It
extended.
may be a 350 by 350 cubed.
That I would buy.
The
have to say-
X1E is going to be an X1, but it's going to be a larger machine. The X1S is the big unknown because there's no space below the X1 now in the price point for an X1 because the P1S now occupies that space, and there really isn't no space in the X1 for another X1. You've got X1 carbon and you've got X1 in that space. So I don't know what that is. The X1E is a larger machine. So
I suppose you could say that maybe the X1S, the S stands for stripped down, and they'll just remove all the side cover, and you get to print your own side covers on that one.
well, but then you basically have a P1P.
Yeah, exactly. Minus the
No.
screen.
Because that's just exactly. I don't use a screen. The only time I ever use a screen on any printer I own is at a rep rap festival when the Wi-Fi is too crowded to talk to the printer. Outside of that, I don't.
The big
Most
thing
of
that
my
the
printers don't
X1
even have screens.
The big thing that the X1 still has going for it, other than screen, I like the screen, but I agree with you. I rarely ever use the screen, but it has all the spaghetti detection and monitoring and stuff going on with it that the P1 series does not have.
So the spaghetti detection and that is simply a software upgrade and a camera upgrade.
Yep.
And I actually think that even the camera that comes with the P1P and the P1S is probably capable of spaghetti detection. I think it's just a matter of a software upgrade, but I don't know that. And I've never had an X1 carbon or an X1. The
So
P1P was my first Bamboo. I would have never bought a Bamboo. In fact, to this day, I still haven't bought a Bamboo. I only have this one here because Nick at Polymaker decided I needed to have a Bamboo, and it showed up here one day.
That's awesome.
I love that.
He
I don't
really
think-
didn't even tell me that he was sending me a Bamboo. We were having a conversation about the. We have one laying out here. They're all in use, I think. The rings for the cardboard wheel. We were having a conversation about those, and he asked me which Bamboo I had that I was trying it out, or which. And I said I don't have a Bamboo, and he didn't realize that I didn't have one. It's not. Never had bought one, and then about a week later, I got a message from him asking me if I wanted a X1 or a P1P with an AMS, and that's if I was going to get one. I said I'd prefer a P1P with an AMS so I could do my own thing with it. And 2 weeks later, an AMS showed up, and 4 hours later, a different delivery truck showed up with a P1P. So,
I'm telling you.
Nice.
anyway,
But I don't think it's a mere mat. Well, let me tell you what. When I asked tech support about it, they said that you can't actually add that functionality to the P1 series because they're using a different board with less processing power. It doesn't have the processing power to run that.
well,
I
and
don't know if
that could very
go ahead.
well be. But I'll be real honest with you. I've been printing for Justin. You started a Twitter
Yep.
post about first printers. What was the date on my very first printer?
Oh God, it had been 2015 or 16.
No, it was 2017, but I don't remember the.
Let me grab my
exact date
phone.
on
Let me look. Hold on.
Anyway, I've been printing since 2017. I haven't needed spaghetti detection since that time, and I won't need it in the future. So the whole LiDAR and spaghetti detection thing, to me, that's just kit shit that doesn't do anything to help me print. You know, it's I it, I I just don't see. You know, I'm granted it's great for some people, but I honestly never needed it.
I'm trying to find this post. I have no idea.
I like having it, but out of all the printers I own, it is the only printer with that feature. So clearly, I've lived without it.
Yeah. What I do, the one thing that Bamboo has done that just absolutely blows away everything in every printer, 3D printer space there is the AMS system,
Yep.
multicolor.
Yes.
That is the only reason I would want
That because I built an ERCF over a year ago for Murph last year, and I've used it a lot. I printed a lot of stuff with it, and it's worked. But there is an amount of upkeep and tinkering and maintenance and adjusting and everything else that goes into that the the AMS system on the Bamboo just totally eliminates that. You load the damn filament, you tell the slicer what filament it is, and what you want to do with it, and you press send and get up, walk, and leave the room. You come back and you got full color prints. Granted, you've got a desk and a floor covered with poop, but
who cares?
You know, I just the palette system, the Prusa system, the ERCF. I was on the beta team for the Trad Rack, though I never did. I've got it all printed up and assembled, but I never even started trying to print with it. I just got busy with, well, no thanks to Justin, these friggin' dragsters. But
so Scott, here's the $1 million question: which enclosure did you choose to print?
I did the one that was on printables. It was the minimalist enclosure. And then I used the Bamboo glass top and the Bamboo glass door, and then I had Sin cut me clear smoked side panels for it.
Nice.
So, and I printed it all out of ABS. Here's a couple of pieces of
it. John Strand.
If I was going to print one of them, I don't think I could pass up on the companion cube.
Yeah. Now this was I found it on printables. It was the P1P minimalist enclosure, and it uses the Bamboo door, the Bamboo glass top, and then I just use their DXF files to cut or to have Sin cut me the plexi panels. It assembles and it'll fit the Bamboo printer, but I did this on a different one in ABS, and then it keys together. You glue them together. This would be the back. One side of the rear, it's just extra pieces. I didn't keep track of what I was printing, and my office is a mess. And I got done assembling. I'm like, wait, I still have a left rear corner. So,
yeah,
and then there's this thing
with the same problem.
Oh my gosh, that one's huge. Are you gonna put that on the Death Racer?
Building a Mecanum racer, yes, and this is out of 95 ATPU.
Wow.
So that's the
destroyer.
Yeah, that's the rear. And
that's gonna make death races go quick.
Yeah,
it might be.
That thing just took people's heads off. It was great.
Reprinting a new dragster for Nick.
Nice. I'm not surprised.
One that he can actually race, and been playing around with it a little bit. I actually printed these standing up. They're printed on the FL Sun Super Racer with a 0.6 millimeter nozzle, and I printed them in the Galaxy Black PLA. And I'll tell you right now, do not whatever you do not run Galaxy Black PLA through your bamboo printer with a 0.4 nozzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too sparkly.
At least in my experience, it'll clog that nozzle so bad with that aluminum in that material that you'll never get it unclogged.
Wow.
Because that's the sparkle in the Galaxy filament is aluminum.
Yep, and they're talking about adding more sparkle. to
Well, they're
another
talking
film.
about doing that on the ASA.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw
They
that.
don't need more in the black PLA. It's perfect.
So, since we're talking about the Super Racer, the one that I took home from Nero.
Well, I took
Yep.
the one home from Edge of Tech.
Yep, I know. Here is my almost done, but just assembling. With Sherpa Mini.
Okay, so you're doing the Sherpa Mini mod on it.
Yep, Sherpa and Mosquito with a modified fan mount and a bit. The problem is the guy that did the mount didn't have any damn screws for the balls, the holes for the balls. So I had a buddy of mine fix it up a little bit. I'm hoping to put this on this weekend.
Well, so I got home and I have a great big stack of nozzles that was given to me at Earth of all different variety and stuff, but they're all regular V6 style nozzles. And of course, the FL Sun's got the volcano, and I didn't have any volcano nozzles. I thought so. I wanted to put a 0.6 nozzle in it, and I go through my drawer and I find the adapters, the V6 adapters that Stefan CNC Kitchen made. He sent me a set of those last year. And I'm like, hell, I've got these. So I screwed them in there, put the 0.6 nozzle in, and yeah, don't use that for Galaxy PLA because it's an instant clog. There's too much.
I'm just holding it together, but
Okay. Now, what fan does that use? Two 50-15 blowers?
I have it set up as one right now because I'm a little worried about clearance on the other side. But now that I see it, I'm going to have to potentially.
So I have a new extruder that was sent to me to try out.
Yeah.
It should go on that one.
I like modified, so why not?
I don't know if that looks familiar or not.
Oh yeah, Sherpa. That looks like the same thing? Sherpa Mini? Yeah, that might be a micro.
No, it's a Sherpa Mini.
Okay.
But it's got the helical cut gears and everything in it.
Yeah, I don't have that. I just have the LDO Sherpa Mini. So.
Yeah, well, I just lost one of the little washers. But so I was looking at putting that on the Super Racer, but honestly, I think I'm going to leave the Super Racer alone. It seems to be working just fine, but yeah, this is one of them all new fully CNC'd.
Yeah,
the Physec CNC, and it's got the helical cut gears and all that in it. So the hardened gears and.
I am clipperizing my Super Racer. I've already changed out the board, and we've got a Mitch, and Mitch has all the power. Mitch can play with things now today. He's got I've given him all the power.
I've already clipperized mine, and I didn't change out anything.
There you go. I guess Mitch is in charge.
Oh, I think I'm here. Okay.
Yeah, Justin, I put clipper on my Super Racer, and I didn't change out anything.
I did well. My issue was the MKS Robin board wouldn't read micro SD cards at all, no matter what.
I'm running the MKS Robin board, and I'm actually running it off of the Creality Sonic pad that Creality gave me at the event.
I had a spare Pi, and I put a SKR-14 turbo in it, so I'll deal with the repinning. And
I was running clipper on the Super Racer I had. I was running clipper on that for a while, and then decided that it needed to go to a new home for a young one who wanted to get into 3D printing, and figured if I handed it to him with clipper, that would be a bad thing. So I just put it back and
backwards.
Off it went.
Yeah, well, I had the Creality gave me that Sonic pad. at Murph, and so I figured, what the hell? It's not a Creality printer, but it works absolutely fine.
Yeah.
No issues whatsoever. It just a matter of a couple of minutes to get it set up and working. And like I say, I've been printing nonstop with it. So
Yeah, I will be as soon as I get it up and running. Which I'm not in a rush. I've got 6 printers now, much to my wife's behest. Half the reason I can't have.
Well, it looks like the belt printer's printing. What are you
it
printing on
is.
it?
So I had a guy reach out to me on Facebook. He posted in the belt group, "Hey, I need a project done." So I talked with him. It is a custom seat pan for a motorcycle. This is try number 3 finally, but I'm charging him out the butt for it.
There's a
4-hour print.
There's a custom bike builder company, if you want to call it that, here in Wichita, where I live at, that they send me their CAD files, their modeled up fuel tanks and oil bags and side covers and all that, and I print them usually on the belt printer, and they use it for fitment testing and stuff like that. But they did actually take one full set of fuel tank, oil bag covers, rear fender. They wound up not using the front fender, and they had their paint guy finish them. He sanded them, bonded them, painted them. They took the bike to 2 bike shows with 3D printed PLA parts on it that you would never know were.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I've had a few minor issues, nothing too crazy, just either a layer shift. I had an issue because they don't really make a spool holder for the 3K Polymaker spools.
Nope,
I
they
had to
don't.
find one. And it works now. After this is the 3rd print because I had
Hey, here's an
3K.
amazing idea, Justin.
Huh.
Might want to grab onto your seat for this, but you can get into a program called Tinkercad or SketchUp or Fusion 360, and you can design things like spool holders. And then there's these amazing machines that poop hot plastic out.
Yeah, I
that you
know. Well,
can
I
make
found
these
one.
things with.
Yeah, but I have to spend any time designing, so I found one at work.
Are you telling me you can't get on Yegi and find a 3 kilogram?
I found one. That's what I did. So we're all good. Ah,
What's up, Mitch?
What's up?
Hey, Mitch,
How was
you coming
What's
to
up?
Earth?
Somehow.
Somehow.
I'll have to figure it out. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll just have to start walking now, and I'll get there in a couple of
Just
months.
get.
I'll swing through on the way and pick you up.
I was
I'll
saying,
walk with the
Hold
backpack
on,
printer
guys.
on the entire
Hold on, guys.
time.
we have
Mitch,
a
if you
very-
can get up here to me, I think you and I can figure out how to get there. But I got to double check and see if my boss is coming with me or not. Because if the boss is coming with,
All right, guys. We have a very special guest.
Oh,
The creator of one of the biggest programs that's hot in the 3D printing industry. Now, Steve from HueForge.
Hey
I
guys.
thought he was from
Hey.
Simplify
Hey.
3D.
what's up,
Hold on,
Steve?
Steve,
Mr.
welcome.
Forge.
How's it going, sir?
I
Thanks
for
printed
joining.
my first HueForge this weekend, Steve.
Oh, you
Hey.
did. Nice.
Hey, wait a minute,
I can't see
Steve. You're on the stream, so let me
Hold on.
personally say thank you for the personal license, good sir.
that. Oh, you're
So,
welcome.
thank you.
Absolutely. Can you bring Scott up so I can see his picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying
That's
to.
great. I like that. That's a big one too.
It's 200
Oh, that's
by
a cool
200.
one.
Yeah, that looks really great.
Oh, crap.
So that's actually I used Midjourney. I mean, it's
Mhm.
one of our aircraft, but I used Midjourney and told it what I wanted, and I'm not into
That's
the
crazy.
caricature
Yeah.
prints and stuff like that, but this kind of stuff right here is just
Yeah.
this was my second attempt at it. This was the first attempt, and I don't know if you can, if I can get them held up
Yeah.
the right way here,
Let's see.
but
Oh, you had too much white and the white was too bright.
yeah, I just so
Yeah.
I'm still learning and playing. But that was my I bought one of the personal licenses the day they went on sale, which was a mistake. I should have bought a commercial, but
Well, you can
Um,
upgrade. I mean, well, you don't get the coupon, but you can always upgrade, and I'll give you.
I'm
the
a
$12
Polymaker
off.
partner. I don't need a coupon. Filament shows up at my house on a
Yeah.
daily basis.
Yeah. But I'll give you the
Guest call in
discount.
the house.
You just hit me up in the chat, and I'll send you a discount code for whatever you've already spent, and you can just upgrade for the same
Okay.
price.
Yeah. Anyway, like I say, I just started playing with it. That's actually that's the only print I've done.
Oh, okay.
First print with it. I wanted some stuff. The walls in my office are pretty bare,
Yep.
so I'm gonna do a bunch of prints like that of our business and
Okay. Yeah.
hang around there in the office. Just I think they look cool as hell. Because
I'm glad you do. I
You're
think they
not,
look
you're
cool
not
too.
going to go anywhere and buy this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but
That's why it's so awesome.
there's nowhere you're going to go anywhere and buy that picture.
Yep.
It's just impossible.
Yep.
There's no medium other than Hue Forge out there to even get something that looks like this. So between that and people looking at it and trying to figure out how the hell that's painted,
Yeah.
I want to do a bunch of them. I just, like I say, just getting started with it. So
Yeah. So
I have it. I just haven't played with it yet.
well, it takes time. I mean, it takes time to understand how it works and how it works. The Polymaker Natural is a good option for really high TD white. To get more blending on those on some of those colors, it can give you a really, really good gradient and like more depth.
So just the Polymaker Natural PLA?
Yeah, the Natural PLA. It's got a huge amount of variation over the model. So it's got a really high. I think we measured it at 21, but we are finding that there's some what we're finding is there's some unexpected effects that printing at high speed on a bamboo that slightly under extrudes most of the time, and that's why the prints are so clean. Actually gives them a lower TD than if you print on a printer that fully extrudes and is slower. So same filament on a different printer. So Major Gamer Geek was running on his Prusa Mini and on his bamboo, and he was getting totally different numbers. So it's really interesting that we're finding more and more, as more people use it on more platforms, we're finding, oh, hey, we actually need to take account of more things than we thought. And you have more control over.
Two rolls are on their way.
All right.
Awesome.
But no, like I say, that's the first time I'd even tried using it, and I want to put more time into it, but between getting the death racers and the drag racers and stuff going for Earth and
The hotel parking lot drag racers, right?
No. We're 99.9% done with getting it as an actual event at Earth. The organizers absolutely want them there. The sponsors absolutely want them there. Of course, we all want them there, but the college is a college. It's run by a board of directors. It's a government entity. They have health and safety issues and concerns. And as I was telling somebody the other night, I move current NATO military aircraft across international borders easier than I get these dragsters approved at a community college. I'm absolutely serious. I can. You have an F-22. You need moved across several international borders to a country that's not even a NATO alliance country. I can make that happen for you in 48 hours. I can't get 3D printed dragsters that go 10 mile an hour approved to be driven at a community college in 2 months.
Wow.
So,
that must be it's a subgenre of bike shedding, right? They all have to have their say and their concerns and everything, and they can sort of understand what it is, and so they want to. Yeah.
Well, everybody's concern is public safety, and we had an incident at Murph where a dragster left the track and tried to impale itself on an octogenarian's ankle. She got a little scratch, wound up with a Band-Aid. That made it out on the social medias. And, it's a classic case of a little bit of information in the wrong hands has a lot of bad effect.
Yeah.
And I talked to the lady later on that day afterwards inside the event.
Hey
Hey,
guys,
Jerry, and she was laughing her ass off. She thought
Thank
that
you.
was the greatest thing in the world because she had something to go home and tell her grandkids about what happened to her at Goshen,
Scott,
Indiana.
that is exactly the same thing she said to me, was that she had a good story to share.
Yep.
Yeah.
And which made me feel better. I mean, because dude, I didn't even see it hit her.
Yeah.
I saw the car explode, and then she turned around real slow. I thought it ran into a chair. I didn't know it actually ran into her until I got up to her.
I don't know that this will prevent that from happening in the future, but here's one of the front wings printed in 95A,
Oh.
and it's flexible. It's still obviously these edges right here could do some damage, but the idea behind this, number one, is the wing won't explode and become
Travel.
sharp shards,
Jagged, for
jagged
sure.
stuff sticking out. And then the whole point behind this is, like it or not, we were going to have barricades.
Yep, we've already agreed upon it for Remurfs.
And the idea behind this is, with these at an angle, if you come with the barricade at a bit of an angle, you're not going to dig into it, and hopefully it'll deflect the car back into the track. And I widened it out at the back a little bit to kind of protect the front wheels and stuff. But they print fantastic. They work fantastic. I've run one of them, that one up there, here.
Yep.
That one. I've run it into lots of stuff with that rubber front end on it now, and it just bounces back.
You have a warehouse to run that stuff into. So.
Yeah, I have a warehouse to run it in, and I have an entire neighborhood out here with lots of kids that
You just need to head-on crash with kids with the TPU fronts. Full-on test.
The one you had there looked awfully stiff. How many walls and how much infill are you using?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
All of the walls and all of the infill.
I've got this one.
I'm going to guess that I'm using my standard boron settings, so 4, 5, 5, and 40%.
Oh, I've got this one here. Two perimeters and 10% infill, and it's still plenty stiff and
very spongy.
It's got quite a bit of sponge to it.
Yeah, this one doesn't have much sponge to it at all. I mean, you're not going to crush it squeezing it like that. I did thicken up the side plates. I don't know if you noticed that on the file or not. The side plates here are a lot thicker than the original one.
I haven't taken a good look at that file yet. I have stored it with the next batch of stuff to be printed, but I haven't given it a good look yet.
Okay. So I did do that. I mean, that's the number one thing. Obviously, I put out all the files for the gear drive. That's all pinned in the Discord and on the Facebook group, as well as, and the files are up on my Google Docs. So if you want to do the gear drive, they're all there. I will tell you, those gear drives that we're running at Murph, those were the Polymax PLA. They held up just fine. So
yeah, no doubt.
I'm not going to have a drag racer if I go to Earth because I have to fly. So.
Yeah.
Steve with Hugh Fjord, I just want to thank you for your program. I done a video about a week ago promoting it, but everything I printed around 10 things. Sadly, they all came off printables. It was everybody else's work, but I was plugging you and Maker Deck when they interviewed you, and and sharing links on my YouTube video. I'm still working on the program, trying to figure out how to use it. And I bought your commercial license, and hopefully I can figure out how to make some cool stuff and throw it up on my Etsy store. But yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. And if you need to join us in the Discord or hit up some of our videos and get some more help, there's a ton of people now who are figuring out how to do it and are happy to help and share. Yeah, I'm only one guy, so I can't tell everyone how to do it. But
yeah, I've been watching all your videos that you've been putting out on YouTube.
Okay.
Big question for Steve.
Yeah.
I think I asked you this in private chat.
Okay.
Do you expect HughForge to be such a fundamental explosion for what you were thinking when you first started?
No, not at all.
It's exploded.
Yeah. I kind of had hopes because I had signed up to go to IRF as an exhibitor because I didn't think I thought I might sell a couple copies over the summer or maybe get some done over the summer. And then at IRF, maybe people would look at it and say, whoa, and I'd get enough attention that people there would notice it. And then maybe it would do pretty well. But I really didn't expect this kind of response at any kind of this kind of speed.
Your program, Steve, is to 3D printed things as bamboo is to 3D printers.
Yeah.
That's very kind of you to say.
No.
I mean, it's that revolutionary.
It really is.
There is absolutely nothing. Now, granted, I don't want to take away from Jason Prius and what he's been doing for years with his lithopanes, but this takes it to an entirely. I mean, this is so next level stuff. The more AMS systems you add, the more colors you add. I mean, I think you're going to see some mind-blowing stuff as more skilled people get their hands on this and start playing with it.
Here's my thumbnail for my video that I did. If Justin will share it real quick.
Yep.
I don't know if you've already seen it or not, but here's the thumbnail. You might recognize it.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. The dog and the dinosaur, I love those two. Those are both by Ultra, right?
I don't remember.
I think those are both by the same guy in the skeleton.
The two mechs didn't come out very good, and I was working with colors that I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything came out amazing other than the two mechs down below. I recently went in my bedroom and I put them around my TV. See, I mounted on the wall, got thumbtacks, and everything else other than the two mechs I got on my wall in my bedroom.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I am having a lot of fun with them, though I barely get time to print them these days because I'm just trying to, make updates and get new code out and, get new features out. So
how does it update? Do you have to re-download it, or how does that?
Yeah, currently you re-download it. So an email will go out and you'll know. Now I am planning. Now this next one is going to be a full. I'm planning on bringing the filament library out. The filament library will be in the base folder so that it won't overwrite the one you've got in there right now. Eventually, it'll be a little more automated, but right now it's gonna filament library I'm going to bring out so that you can manually merge it if you want, or pull filaments out of it if you want them and add them to your library. It's just JSON; you just copy them as text. But I updated to the long-term support version of Qt, so all the DLLs had to change. So you're gonna need to do the whole thing. But most of the time, like 95% of the time, all you need is the executable. So I'm going to make a full build and a patch build, and you basically just unzip the patch build, which is just the exe or just the exe and some shader files, and you're good to go. And so it won't be a full overwrite of any of your folders or things like that, and you don't have to worry about.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to interrupt your flow there. Well, on your limited commercial, what are you limiting on your commercial annual commercial?
So limited commercial, you can sell prints, but you can't sell the files, digital files.
Oh.
And then full commercial, you can do both. And that was kind of, and some people don't like that. Some people disagree with that I'm telling them what to do with their files. And I get that. I understand that. But it was kind of my way to make it cheaper. I was like, if I limit this, then I can make it more accessible and cheaper and easier for people to get their hands on and use. And most people want to print and sell. So
now, the lifetime license, that's
the whole. It's the professional lifetime. The only limitation there is after 2 years, you'll stop getting updates and patches, but you'll still have all your full rights of usage and your full rights of commercial rights. And then if you want to get more updates and patches, there'll be a nominal, much less expensive maintenance fee.
Can I install this on more than one device?
Yep.
Or is it
all the computers in your home? Go for it.
Okay.
And more than one OS. Once I get Linux and once I get Mac OS, which I actually just.
And you're working on Mac.
I'm working on Mac.
Good luck with that.
Actually, Linux should be really easy. It's just there's been way less demand for it and way fewer people taking up my time in messages. Right. So I figured I'd fix the Mac's version first, and then the Linux will follow pretty quickly.
And since Polymaker is giving you credit for the first year, it's basically free, depending on how long you run that special. But
yeah, I don't know. We've been talking with I've been talking with Nick. I think there may be some changes coming, but for now it's still good. And the more people who buy Polymaker, so Polymaker is actually, and I think pretty sure I can say this. They've mentioned it. They're putting together some virtual filament packs for good color combination for QForge. And what we're waiting on right now is we did a bunch of test prints using the filament packs to show this pack can make this kind of thing and this pack can make this kind of thing. And they look awesome. And we're basically waiting on good photographs and putting them all together on the website. And so hopefully when that happens and we get a bunch more people saying, hey, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that, they'll start seeing more of a return on their investment, and they'll just say, okay, we'll keep doing it.
Well, I've got an X1 carbon with AMS like you do, and it makes it very easy to print these.
Sure. Yep.
So,
yeah. I didn't have them. I didn't have one until the week before I launched. So I've been doing it all by hand over here on these.
Now, the big question, and you may not want to share this, and you can say, you're not gonna tell us. Can you tell us a ballpark on how many copies of V4 have sold? I don't care about the level, just the number.
Yeah, so
that should be a secret. You shouldn't tell anybody how many he sells.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to. You're not obligated.
Justin,
It's around 1,200. I know that.
Here,
Well,
Justin. Here's how he answers that question without getting himself in trouble or releasing too much information that your nosy ass wants to know. First thing is,
he doesn't have to.
It's more than one. It is more than one. It is. It's my turn tonight.
It's more than, well, that's actually someone asked me last night. They said if someone came by, Bamboo, Purse, or whatever, and offered you $10 million, they'd buy it out from you and walk away. Would you take it? And I looked at them for a minute and I said, yes, absolutely. $10 million right now. Of course I'm going to take that. And they said, well, what's your number? I'm like, I don't know. It's between $0 and $10 million. You figure it out. But 10 million's on the far side of it. So, yeah.
You don't have to share. I'm just glad it's a success, more successful than you hope.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I was hoping, to make a little extra income in the month, maybe pay for my kids swimming over the course of the year, and I paid for my kids swimming. So, I was hoping to pay month to month for my kids swimming, and I can pay for my kids swimming in one block. So it's been real great. It's been amazing, and
Cool.
Certainly Polymaker has been a huge part of that because a bunch of people will come in and say, well, I was going to get this one, but free filament's a lifetime. So it's been very, very good for me.
Well, with Polymaker's deal, those of us that are Polymaker partners, that really doesn't have any bearing on us. But for everybody else, you're going to spend that much on filament learning this program. So if you buy the program and you get that much in free filament, why not buy the most expensive license you can get, because you're going to spend that money anyway.
Yeah, and that's what Nick saw early was because people would say, well, these prints, they're 10 or 12 grams, or 5-6 grams, and they say they're not going to sell that much filament. They don't use that much filament, but you want all the colors. You want all the colors, and you want all the options of different transmission distances, so that you can do different effects. Because sometimes you need a really bright white, and sometimes you need a really pale white, and sometimes you need both, and sometimes you need, you just, for the best effect, you need different things.
You need to test all your colors for the best.
Yeah, well, and we've been working on that. I've just went through all the Bamboo Pet Gs. Ian's gone through all the almost all the Bamboo PLAs, and so we're kind of working through that and trying to get more and more in the library. But as we get more and more in the library becomes more cumbersome. And
they got the astronaut on printables that I printed. Now we need a Mitch 3D with his backpack on and have that on printable.
Yeah,
we can grayscale that from a photo. That's totally doable. We can grab a photo and grayscale that from a photo, no problem.
I'm still waiting for the 3D scan of myself with the backpack on. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
kind of like a walking pose doing a peace sign as you're looking at everybody.
Yeah.
Someone on the Discord did a print of their V0.2. They took a photo of it and then they made a print of it and then they stuck it to their V0.2.
Speaking of the zero,
That's really cool.
How's yours coming, Mitch?
I'm not in the basement. I haven't touched it, but I do have something cool that I can probably show on this stream because nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching. Like 10 people.
Sergeant Ballistic, I think his name is. God, I'm so bad with names. But anyway, he's working on not the sidebar. He's working on some V0 kit. But anyway, he got matchsticks.
Made,
oh yeah.
And he gave me a ruler, and then some special side panels.
Hey, Marcel.
So,
Hey, Marcel.
yeah, those are gonna be fun. But the V0 is sitting right here, and I have a bag of parts that I'm gonna completely reprint because Artemis isn't doing it, but this is like mostly a V0 kit. So
It's a synthwave V0 kit.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Synthwaves. Plus, this is all Polymaker. What's that? The Galaxy.
Oh,
It's all
So
Galaxy.
now, are you
It's hard to
going
see,
to
but
put that V0 in a backpack?
everybody keeps asking me, and no.
Double stack.
Somebody's already done it. First of all, I don't want to carry that much weight. I mean, it's already heavy enough with the Delta printer. I want to make it lighter and more accessible. So I am doing a cheaper, lighter, accessible backpack printer for Earth.
Okay.
And that's going to be
Delta backpack weigh?
35 pounds.
See,
I carry.
It's not bad, but it needs to be lighter and more
How much of that is
comfortable.
the batteries?
Oh, the battery's only like a kilogram.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's mostly steel frame. That's
Okay.
I just because I had a scrap sheet of steel, and I had access to a water jet, and I was like, well, this is how I'm going to make the frame because I was going to make it out of like a plate of aluminum, but that's expensive. So or carbon fiber. Like I could have water jet carbon fiber, and it probably would have been what like a tenth of the weight. Yeah. And the frame itself is the machine itself is not that heavy because it's all pretty much all aluminum. Like I don't think the whole printer is less than like probably 12 pounds.
Wow.
So yeah, like it's the steel frame adds another like 7 to 8 pounds, and then the battery and then the spool. You know, it adds up just every little bit. But it's actually the most efficient it's been since I've done all the upgrades. Like it was printing really well. It printed almost the entire Murph event. It's direct drive.
No, I don't
like
know.
never skip steps.
No.
The only failure I had was
We're not
because
in the kitchen.
I went too long on the batteries.
Oh,
In
okay.
the bedroom.
So the batteries did drop below the voltage, the threshold voltage, and it didn't do a power recovery like I wanted it to. So it just basically stops and it shuts off the motors and turns off the hot end and just kind of stops when it gets under like 11.5 volts.
Okay.
But I probably could drop that to like 11 volts, and I need to fix how I do the voltage alarming because the lithium batteries will like they drop suddenly when there's a peak, right? And so what I need to do is actually average the voltage over a certain amount of time, and then alarm if the average is under 11 volts. That's the problem. As soon as it reaches that peak of like 11.5, it puts in the recovery mode. It works though. I mean, I really didn't have any problems. The only problems I really had were just overdoing it, and also my body really hurt. My feet were killing me.
I wore that thing at Earth last week. What, 2.5 hours? It hurt.
It wasn't too bad. I can do it like 3 hours at a time, but that's about what the battery life is anyway. So I need to just pace myself, and it would probably work better.
You should go skydiving with it.
While it's printing.
I've considered doing I want to do a live stream where I just walk around my neighborhood, and and just I don't want to dox myself, but maybe a park.
Exactly.
But maybe walk around the park and see people's reaction because nobody outside of the like rep firmware nobody outside the rep events like really seen this thing. So no, Walmart's an awful way.
I was thinking the same
The
thing.
open sauce would have been so good. I was gonna go, and I think my friend Peter was trying to get me out there, but it's just so expensive to fly from St. Louis to St. Louis, and then we'd have to basically sleep in the car. Like we wouldn't have a place to stay, and it'd just be awful. If it was like in LA, like even LA would be so much better if I could just like the outer suburbs of LA would be so much easier to accessible to it. But I understand why they have it because the piers are pretty cool. Having like an old abandoned ship hangar, but like it's not really accessible in terms of cost.
Well, and the cost of a ticket to even attend the thing is just ridiculous.
Well, he got me a ticket, but now he's selling it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So they're going to transfer it. But I mean, honestly, that's $100 isn't bad for a ticket. Like $200 is bad for a ticket. And especially like if you're not even going to see the YouTubers because there's going to be so many YouTubers there. And they're probably going to be they're going to have crowds around them. Like,
unlike Murph and Earth, where they don't.
I would rather wait to see how it was conducted and then see how they're going to improve it next year, and then go next year. And I'll be an exhibitor. I'd rather be an exhibitor than a attendee.
So about your big delta, have you given any more thought to what I said about it?
I forgot what you meant.
I said you need to flip the situation. You built your first delta there as a delta that you carry around. Now you need to build a delta that carries you around.
Me. Well, I mean, I could just put wheels on it. It would become a battle bot basically at that point.
Approved.
Oh, yeah. The meter size Delta printer. I really, my limitation right now is just my Fusion 360 ability. So, I can start doing it, but like, I don't know. I might need to do a stream or two and just get some help, because it's just like I could sketch it out on paper exactly what I want, but like
I don't got no crackers.
making it all parametric and scalable and stuff. So
I've got an engineer sitting right here.
Well, if you want to help out, I'm probably going to get a lot of stuff done by Simcut Sen, so if they could sponsor me, that would change the game on it. Like making the metal, I was to make like 1/4-inch steel plates for the connecting pieces, and then just bolt everything together with like M8 bolts.
Good Lord, dude! How are you going to transport this thing around?
Oh, in pieces.
Obvious.
On the roof.
I was gonna get a trailer. Or rent one, or no, it's going to use your truck.
Tow it with the V-dub. Come on.
Now you're stuck. You're going to be my trailer.
You can't do it in pieces.
I could U-Haul it. Like, it's cheaper to U-Haul it, rent a U-Haul and drive there than it is to probably buy my own truck.
I broke down 2 weeks ago and bought a trailer specifically for these damn dragons.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Got tired of doing the U-Haul rentals?
Yeah, I came across a deal on a trailer I couldn't pass up, and I already got the trailer. What I spent on the trailer paid for by 2 sponsors.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
awesome.
That's awesome.
Did you end up getting a little toy hauler?
Just a 5x8.
Kind of like
that's a lot. That's a big trailer.
Well, considering the barricades that I got to put together for the event, I'm going to need the trailer just for the barricades and
We're just going to do snow. We're going to do that orange snow.
That's going to make it official, though. It's having the barricades.
Well, no, I'm bringing the barricades to all the events, Justin.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you have a light tree and a timer?
I do not.
That's the one thing
we should work on
need.
that.
That would be a
We
fun
should work on that.
It is fun having kids do
I
it.
can build the light tree and everything.
Yeah.
It's the programming the Arduino to do do everything.
We can find something.
I may already
we could get something going.
Yeah,
I may already have a light tree with everything set up on it.
That'd be cool.
Pre-stage, stage. If I still have it, it's in my storeroom. I'll dig for it, but if I've still got it, dude, one of you guys can have it and it'll be at every show.
Well, but you're talking about a full-size light tree, right?
No. This was for RCs.
Okay.
A long time ago. Yeah, back when I was racing the little arrows. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's what we bought it for. Was just for that. It was purchased from. Like, I don't remember. I think it was Radio Shack that sold it. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Well, like I say, there's light trees out there, but they all require. I can sit down in Fusion 360. Obviously, Justin can tell you that. I can design you anything you want in 48 hours.
Yep.
I mean,
So
I can
you
design
all
fully
one?
functioning cars, airplanes, printers, and stuff in just a matter of hours.
So if we had a small one, you just need a programmer for the board.
And I can assemble printers and put boards together and make clipper work and stuff like that. But when it comes to writing code in Arduino and stuff like that for things like light trees and stuff, that's out of my not in my.
I've done some work with a Raspberry Pi Pico, and it's a lot easier to work with because you're programming Python, and it's a lot easier to like figure out than like Arduino programming. I don't know. I've done some work on it, but I'm not like an expert.
Well,
the timer in the back though would be cool if we could have either a wired or wireless system where the actual timers are triggered based on the light tree.
Yeah.
Because we'd have to have 2 LED displays on each side, or like one on each side, and we could actually have it go down to like time and speed.
Well, isn't it currently mostly going down to which one makes it to the end? inbound.
Yeah, makes it to the end
So
at
just
all.
a light. Yeah. So
Yeah.
just have a light that
Well,
shines.
it's down to which one makes it to the end, and the person at the end deciding who it was.
Yeah.
You know, we
And the
we had
camera's
a
getting
little
knocked over.
incident at the very last race on the very last day where the car that actually crossed the line first had actually crossed over into the other lane, and people were jumping up and down. Well, they crossed over into the other lane. We're not that official, Steve.
Yeah.
We're not that official. I get
A
little
light tree
kid-
would be cool though, like at least. But the problem with light tree is the audience can't really see it unless you're standing behind the
Well,
light
the-
tree.
That's the thing, though. You set it up where you could, have the lights on the side and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I grab a kid out of the crowd and I have them
Yeah.
be the starter with their arm.
I mean, that's kind of cool too because it gives
And
them
we
something to do.
We don't have red lights or anything like that unless you're how to Texan and you obviously just drive away while the kid's arms are still clear up here. Then we
Right.
make them back up and start again.
Sorry to
you
interrupt.
jump
So
the gun.
Steve, you asked me to set a timer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
All right. Yeah, I better go and
on that.
actually write some code and get some sleep tonight. Last night
Steve,
was a long night.
Every Saturday,
Oh,
1
wow.
p.m. Pacific, I stream on YouTube and Twitch. You're always welcome to drop in.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Hey,
appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and order that professional version.
Okay.
And chances are we'll probably end up just putting it. I don't know if you remember me and Ian, but I'll probably end up purchasing it. Is it okay if we just put it on his computer?
Yeah.
Or do I need to have it on mine.
Nope. That's fine.
Okay.
I actually even said earlier, and I think I've written it in there that it's effectively a household license as far as I'm concerned. And if you've got like a business or just friends working together on something, I'm fine. Just use it.
That's what it's going to be for. Is we're all just
Yeah.
collaborating. So yeah. Okay. Cool.
You gonna make a dragster using Keyforge?
There's a lot of
That'd
layers.
be cool. That'd be a lot of printing.
I
Hey,
mean,
wait a second. That just gave me an idea. There
Oh,
has
no.
got to
Here
be
we
a
go.
way to use HueForge to do
The body panels.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
on the body panels.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Scott, that's actually a really good idea.
So
We got to
before
figure
I
out a
go,
way to do that.
you would want bending forms, I think, and then you would want to treat it like a foldable, like cardboard figure or something like that, where you print the panels, you print it all flat, and then you have a bending form and bend around the bending form. I think that would be the best way to do it, or you just glue on to your base.
Yeah, I
form.
think doing it in sections. Yeah.
I've got a set of side panels up on printables for the car. That second set just past the Polymaker logo ones, where I've split that into 3 pieces.
Yeah, it came out real good.
Yeah, we could do
But-
some. We could do some
some flames or dragons going down the side of the
Oh,
car.
yeah.
Cool.
Thing.
flame.
Oh my God,
Imagine HueForge flames.
Yeah,
There you go.
and
I
I'm telling
got to do that on this one for Nick for the Polymaker
Yep.
dragster.
Yep.
red,
Hey, Scott,
red,
yeah,
yellow,
Sam-
and white is like is easy mode on HueForge too. So you can do a whole bunch of stuff with those, and it pretty much always works.
Sweet. Hey, Scott, is Sam going to be coming back down to race again?
All right, I'm gonna head out.
Sam-
Thank you for having me.
Sam-
Steve,
Take
thanks for
care.
being
See ya.
in. We'll see you
All right,
next time.
Steve.
Thanks, sir.
Please,
Yeah. So, yeah.
Sam, Jim, Tripod, and myself will be at Earth. Sam and I will be at Smurf. We're not doing dragsters at Smurf. We're just doing death racers. And then we're already committed for Rocky Mountain, Midwest, and East Coast next year. So
Oh, that
we're
reminds
doing.
me.
We're just waiting on the contract, and I can actually fully announce the dates.
Well, I wish you would hurry up and announce the date.
I'm waiting
Right
on
now,
them.
I've got hotel rooms blocked out for 3
All right.
weekends.
What do you got there, Shane?
I'm gonna. This is not to be shared, but
Waiting for everybody to get to
Just interrupt. That's how it works.
So, in my little parts box here, I have a couple ESP32s and addressable LEDs. So,
There you go. You got a light tree.
yeah.
Hey, Justin, can I go ahead and reserve my maker table at
No.
Smurf?
nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Pico.
I haven't opened that yet.
Could I have
Not
a
open
print
that yet.
discount and I'll sponsor it for $1?
We are potentially going to be charging for maker tables, with the caveat that you will get something of that same value or greater value from a sponsor.
I think you
I'm
should.
fine with that.
Yeah, I think so
A couple
too.
stickers and a bottle of ice cold water.
Yep.
You
And some
sponsor the
Halls
event.
lodging.
You somehow need to make money on the event.
I don't care about making money. It is that we'll even give the money back to the sponsor.
Justin, we
That's
need
not
to
spending.
sit. You and I need to sit down and talk. You absolutely need to change your mindset. You guys need to change your mindset about this. You need to turn this into a for-profit event for you guys, because otherwise
becomes a
it's going to
job.
become 10 years from now. You've got to have an incentive to do it.
Yes,
The
I
incentive
agree.
is seeing the people.
I don't think Earth is making any money either. They have a little bit left over for the next year.
We don't have any intention of taking a profit, because for us, that's not why we're doing it.
No.
And for us, if we start taking profit, it becomes a job.
Do you know if John
already
Ollie
a full-time
breaks
job?
even?
You said yourself it was a full-time job.
It was, but that's different for passion.
These stupid things up here that you can't see in the camera anymore became a full-time job for me.
Right.
That was just because you and I were shooting the shit one night on a December night.
December night, yeah.
Yeah.
Go back, way back. Let's see.
Wow.
How far back can I go?
Yeah, so earlier you guys were talking about the how two Texans were talking about the tough resin. So this is flexible. It's not fully cured, so it's flexible, so it doesn't explode.
So
72.
So this resin that I was talking about appears to be a rigid, tough resin, and it had an absolutely ridiculous amount of tensile strength. They They 3D printed a linkage. It was a bit hard to get the scale of it, but it looked like the linkages were about 3/4 of an inch thick. Diameter, sort of. Imagine like chain links, and they were lifting 900 pounds with them.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
What about impact resistant?
I don't know. I was impressed by that enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm starting to notice, dude. The frame we built out of ABS, the one that Jim drove and shattered.
That was carbon fiber.
I'm sorry, carbon fiber, not out of ABS, and
it's carbon fiber.
But the carbon fiber just does not handle any type of impact shock. It just destroys it.
But the
regular... carbon fiber infused FDM filament does not give you any strength. It's so misleading.
Yes.
But
yeah.
polycarbonate is stronger though, right? And I've used
polycarbonate is a stronger filament to begin with. So apples for apples, a carbon fiber infused polycarbonate and a carbon fiber infused ABS, the polycarbonate is going to still be stronger, but a carbon fiber infused anything is not going to be as strong as its base filament, as its base material. Just simply because the whole design of the printer, the only way you're actually going to get carbon fiber to add strength is you're somehow going to have to feed long strand carbon fiber into the filament path as it's laying the filament down.
And there is a machine that does that.
The Mark Forged, yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
That's it.
But I mean, you could. I think the trick to that is the second nozzle and how it's calibrated and how it feeds and I'm sure it's patented, but it would be nice to figure out how to do a Voron version of that. Or have it feed as part of the melt zone, feed into the hot end or something.
Well, that would be really cool. I mean, you still run into all kinds of issues with the start and stop.
Yeah, it would be tough. You'd have to have kind of like a bamboo style chopper, basically.
You guys remember the Yosemite Sam bumper stickers years ago where he has his two guns, says "Stay Back" in big letters?
Yeah.
Make a small one of those and have a little mini gym next to it and put that on your drag skirt.
Oh shit. Okay. There's something wrong with all of y'all. Y'all know that, right?
Hey, red light.
Welcome to the party.
I think we're in good company, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Good is
Yeah,
subjective.
that's negotiable.
I'm a very sarcastic person, and I try not to. I try to keep a lot of it to myself. But I scream every week, and I tend to say things sometimes I shouldn't. But anyway,
Welcome to the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all proud of that too.
We're all insane.
Dan's being all quiet over here because he knows better.
one thing that really irritates me is everybody in every video is constantly apologizing to everybody. Oh, I'm sorry if the noise is too loud, or I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that. F it. Just do your video and quit apologizing for everything.
Yeah, y'all listen to Liz, Pez Liz.
Occasionally.
You ever hop on with her? It's got to be a Canadian thing, but she must say "I'm sorry" 12 times every
Canadian.
day.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
She has a count. It's a game.
Yeah.
She has a pretty good stream. I think they rated or zombies. Somebody rated me. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was the thing. I'm trying to figure out is I'm still not convinced that I like StreamYard yet. Like I know you've jumped Justin's jumped on a couple times, but like I just don't like it being like a web-based thing that you're kind of behind the paywall. Like I'd like to use OBS, but I would like to use, and I know Twitch has a streaming a way you can do like a collaborator thing. So I mean, I want to try to experiment with that, and then figure out better things I can do with OBS. Because the other thing I don't really like is that you can't get alerts for your streams.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you can do is highlight chats and stuff. So anyway, that's what I've been trying to figure out. Like I'd like to make it a little bit more streamlined. And then it is easy. It is easy to start and stream. I'm actually watching another stream that does movies.
Makes it easier for exactly what I'm doing here. So.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to do like multi-camera setups with everything through OBS.
You can use OBS through stream.
Yeah, but then I'm still limited to the screen. I'd have to have like a separate setup. The secondary camera.
Well, you can do that.
Yeah.
$722 for $25 a month if you pay monthly. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying 1080p for a month.
Yeah, for a while I was doing 1080p at $50 a month, but it wasn't.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I haven't made that since I started Twitch. So once I make money on Twitch, I could probably spend it on streaming. But
you can have 10 people on stream whether you pay $25 a month or $50 a month, but
yeah,
it's 1080p versus 720.
Well,
really
you have to have 10 friends. So, well, pretty close.
What do you say? You have to have 10 friends?
Yeah, you got to have enough people to. 10 people is too many people on a stream, in my opinion.
Yeah, 9's a good number. 10.
Like Maker Deck is what's pushing it. Like Maker Deck is like the one actually pushing the envelope of StreamYard.
Well, they're making StreamYards make changes.
Well, Justin tried to talk before I dropped in, and he's sitting there getting frustrated because everybody's talking over him, and he can't get a word in. And when that happens on my stream, I just talk extremely loud, or I put somebody on the big screen. It's like, okay, shut up. He's trying to talk. That's why I made him big, and then people chill out. So, anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mitch is playing with the Mitch has. I gave Mitch power because I have power for his. So he's
there. You got the show now. The whole show.
Mitch. Careful.
I'm drunk with power.
I might just be
me.
drunk.
Hey everybody, we're gonna.
Where'd he go? What happened here?
Okay.
And the Texans are loving it.
It's only because I'm not working on anything. If I was working on something, I wouldn't even care.
I get it.
One thing I kicks everybody out of chat. Justin kicks Mitch out. Stream's empty.
Yeah.
If Justin's running a stream and he loses power, the stream will stay running if he bumps himself out because it's not on his hard drive. So
that is one thing I do like about StreamYard. But
oh my God, some loud
crackling. Many times in the past.
Yeah, I don't have power issues where I'm at. So
I would like to do a separate computer for streaming. Because I have a spare laptop. I've considered it, but OBS does take quite a bit of resources, so I don't know how well the laptop would work. if I set up a NAS, I could probably actually have it stream and then dump to the NAS. That would be kind of a good idea.
Logitech has a really interesting camera system. I can't think of the name of it, but it's specifically designed for multicam live streaming. You can sync up 2, 3, 6, whatever, and you can control them all from an Android device.
Who makes that? Logitech.
Logitech.
I just prefer my OBS.
We have a request for Streamlink.
Oh yeah. Let me. I'm not sharing them publicly these days.
Yeah, I don't think I've.
Well,
talked
I
to
share it
myself.
publicly, and I've had over the last 2 years, 2 or 3 times I had people in the back room that I wouldn't let on screen. If I don't know who you are, I won't let you in. And if you don't have a camera, I definitely won't let you in, because twice I've had people pop on screen and do some really vulgar stuff, and I've got to have my mouse over top of them and boot them out real quick. So it's usually
you're a
if I
lot
know
more
who
daring.
you are, I recognize you in chat, I'll let you in.
Marcel, message me on
Okay, but Jerry,
anything.
You have to admit you had let Sam Prentice on your stream, so your bar
That's true,
for getting onto
Yeah.
your stream is
Yeah.
pretty freaking low.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So.
He is a good guy, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, he's
Sam's a
asleep.
great
He's
guy.
asleep right now, so I can get away with saying that.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if he's asleep.
Oh man, so y'all, so
Yeah,
you're
you
definitely
never
gonna
know.
be at Earth, Scott.
What's that?
You're definitely gonna be out at Earth.
I'm going to be at Earth, Smurf, Murph, and Earth again next year. Yes.
Good Lord, dude. Do you have time to do a regular job with all that stuff going on?
I have 2 regular jobs actually.
All right.
So I have 2. I have 1 regular full-time job, yes, that I do every day, and I'm actually, even when I'm at these events, I'm still working my regular job as well. But I've also
Check your Twitter, Marcel.
I started doing some contract flight work for a business jet management company, and it was supposed to be just to help out occasionally on a weekend and this, that, and the other, and that's become damn near a full-time job itself. So,
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, I got to run, guys. My wife's hungry, so I got to go make dinner.
all right.
Thanks for popping in, Jerry. I won't be able to
Jerry.
make your stream Saturday, so
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to have you guys. Have a great day. Take care, Texans. Bye. Take care, Mitch.
put me on Discord.
Yeah, Dan and I won't. We'll definitely be able to make that on there. Oh, Dan left. When did he leave?
Dan's there.
Oh, he is there.
I'm right here.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be meeting up in Wisconsin here.
Yeah. I messaged the other gentleman about the potential meetup, and I'm waiting for a response from him. So once I hear back on that for sure, and if not, if he says that won't work, well then we can still either meet somewhere in the middle if you want, which would make my life a whole lot easier. I won't complain.
Yeah.
Because driving right now as it stands, when I looked at it, to stop in Madison, Green Bay, down by him, down to the burbs, to 1, possibly 2 places in the suburbs of Chicago, and then back home, it's going to be about 16 hours of driving that day just to run around and acquire all the things that I have said yes I will take and have not gone and got. Whether it's yes I'll take or yes I'll bring you greenbacks and then take it and drive away with it type thing. So I've committed to a bunch of stuff, and people are getting tired of holding on to it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just make a Saturday of it and drive all over the Midwest or the northern Midwest.
Are you coming down here?
Not at the moment, but if there's a reason for me to come down and say hi, I'll definitely add that into a Sunday go south, I guess, Saturday go north and Sunday go south.
I can give you a few spools of filament that.
Oh, so what you're saying is it would be drive down, say hi for a hug, kind of a thing,
Yeah.
How about I just pay? I'll just buy you a twisted ravioli. How about that? Is that good enough?
Let me see if I can manage, putting about 1,000+ miles on my car in 2 days.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, here's a
Is
small
that
update.
the like SUV that you got for like really cheap?
No, it's my little Saab.
Oh, that's right. You got a Saab.
Yeah, I got the
How's
Saab
that working for you? Hasn't broken down yet.
Still going. Can't complain, but better do that. I'm learning that every time I open my mouth and say something,
Yeah.
I'll knock on wood. Something's gonna
The greatest of Swedish engineering.
happen.
All
Hey,
right, so here's a fun little.
it's running a General Motors engine. It's got a GM
That's true.
motor in
That
it.
is it. It's mostly GM. It's not even Swedish.
Yeah.
All right, little story here. So, this is a water pump pulley off of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe. Actually, my wife's best friend's vehicle.
It
Don't see
broke.
yourself.
It
It
broke.
sheared off at
Did it shear?
16,000 miles.
Yep.
I
Sheared
don't
right
understand.
off.
Where did it
See,
shear from?
Marcel.
Oh, the actual casting or from
Actual
the shaft?
shaft
The
sheared
shaft
off.
itself sheared, but
Oh,
you
the
can see
theory.
shaft
Okay.
You can see the shaft had damage to it long before it sheared.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
There's,
Oh,
what,
it
there's
heated
a
up.
good quarter-inch of damage on that
Oh, yeah.
shaft.
Yep.
I wonder if they didn't
Either
have.
had-
My wife was
the
on her way
bearings were
back.
bad.
with her.
Something was
Yep.
causing it to wobble.
My
real
wife
bad.
That
was on
green
the way
part
back.
is a seal, right?
They
It's
were
a,
3
Yeah.
hours from Loveland, and they broke down outside of some town I can't remember the name of in Wyoming. We got them towed to my dealer. We got them taken care of, but yeah, little fun in the automotive world of a 2023.
You know, Jim had a problem with his water pump up at Murph as well.
Yep. Yeah, water
he
pump
did.
completely went out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he got rid of it already.
There's Marcel. No.
I
Did you hear
realized I clicked on the different link earlier in your chat on
Okay.
Maker Hangout, and I was like sitting in the green room with nobody. I was like, that's weird. I'm just sitting
That
here
was
by
last
myself.
week's.
Yeah. Hello, guys. How you guys doing?
This is
What's
Marcel.
up,
where he is.
Marcel? Look at that guy.
He used to hang out with a bunch of us.
Yeah, back in like what,
back
3
in the
years
days.
ago now, 2 years,
Rocky
3 years
days.
ago. Been a
so are
long
you an
time.
expert FPV racer?
I don't race. I'm more of a freestyle. I'm not a competitive
freestyle.
type of person, but
Oh,
I've been
man, I
building
love
my
watching those
drones
videos.
for about 5 or 6 years. I fly in the mountains. I fly tiny little drones. I fly everything. But I also 3D print a lot of stuff. I've been around these guys for a while. I 3D printed a lot of Astromech and Michael Badley and a couple other top guys. Drone Droid. There's another guy on Etsy. I can't remember the droid guy. He makes a lot of Droid Division. But yeah, anyway, you see a bunch of stuff on my shelf there. I'm working on a Buzz Lightyear. It was pretty big scale, but he broke his legs when I went to go give it to the guy. So I promised I'll fix that. And then a pit droid and helmets and all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, I was one of those guys. I had like 8 printers at one time when COVID was going on. I was so addicted to it. Printed everything I could. I printed a bunch of stuff for Etsy stores and stuff, but kind of slowed down. And now I only have one little Tronxy printer and thinking about getting a bamboo, but I mean, still, I don't print as much as I used to. I don't print as much as I used to anymore, so it's not really worth it. The things I print is like the stuff for my drones. So like that little green GoPro mount, stuff like that is really what I do mostly now for people, right? And for what that costs, it's almost like $40, $50 Canadian for a simple mount that, you guys know it's like $10, $5 for the material, right? So, I mean, that's kind of the bank there, and it's more, customizable and stuff. And I've been building all kinds of things for people's vehicles and replacement parts or things for their boats and stuff. It's definitely changed the hobby for sure for me, but I still don't 3D print as much, but I was 3D printing models left, right, and center. Everybody would come out with something. I'd be like the first one on Photosmint being like, gotta have that, gotta have it. Just gotta 3D print that model.
I think all of us run into that where you get sucked in, dude. It's like gravity.
Well, they're beautiful models too. Some of the stuff that people come out with now, you're just blown away. You're like, I don't want to look at it on a picture anymore. I want to see it 3D printed because I know I can do it. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
We didn't have that before all this stuff was going on.
Hey, I ordered just earlier today. I ordered one of those freestyle 3D printing pens. Have you guys seen these stupid little novelty? It looks like a writing pen that runs filament through it. You just
I've
draw with it.
tried them, and
My
I have never
secretary's
found a
son
good
has
one.
one of those, and he actually makes some pretty awesome stuff with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
To me, it looks there.
The
It
3D
is.
doodler, is that the doodler?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, I do. For me, I think it'd just be cute and fun, and if I can have fun with it, I'll start bringing them to the shows and just let people cut up with them. Let them have a little bit of enjoyment out of it. Works great. Doesn't
Start
look great.
making tattoos on your arm with the 3D pen.
That's like laser tattoos at Murph.
Yeah, the laser
I was about to say the
tattoos.
same thing. Yeah.
For
Stick your arm
cosplay,
through
they
there,
use
print it
3D
in.
printing pens for like repairing costumes or
Yeah,
like
that's good.
fixing stuff to like make things not so you
Yep.
can
Well,
attach
they're
pieces
awesome
together,
for
right?
if you break apart and you just need to stick it back together right quick. They're awesome for that.
With the same material too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
But now you can fuse stuff with acetone stuff too, right? And the acetone will do just as good, if not better.
This stuff here, Gloop.
Well, if
the
you're using
glue stuff,
ABS
yeah.
or ASA, that's good for
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. That's why the 3D printing pens have kind of been more of a novelty than the go-to anymore because of all that stuff. But man,
I've been talking with Gloop about getting them to supply all the gloop to put my boat together. There you go.
Full size boat.
Large.
I suppose it depends on what you say. Call full
Is it-
size.
Okay, is it
Is it my size?
Is it his size?
Could I get it in a float?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Justin, I'm sure you've seen it, that
I'll do it.
canoe that Layla
Yep.
paddled.
Yep.
Oh, but Layla's not a very big person either. She's taller than Mitch, but probably weighs half of what he does.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody on Thingiverse who has a 3D printable kayak plan.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
you can,
seen the
literally
kayaks.
Just download that. I was
Yeah,
thinking
I think
about it one day.
You still got to make the ribbing to actually make it strong enough. And,
yeah. But it'd be super cool.
Yeah, and I would
So
still
I-
want to add like carbon fiber or wood, like reinforce it somehow. I just don't. I was thinking about car body, because I mean that Lamborghini was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. No
And
doubt.
I've wanted to 3D print a car body for a while. There's a guy that did an Aston Martin, but he just used it as the buck for the fiberglass mold. So I might. I wanted to do a Mini Cooper, but and that's a small enough car that I could actually pull it off with a decent printer.
Yeah, I got a
Hoping to get
pretty
that
junk
3D
car. I could do it.
I'm hoping I got to
That'd be
talk
cool.
to Joel and David and see if I can get in contact with the 3D printed Lamborghini guy and get him at Lamar.
Yeah. Have
Well,
my
he
show.
was at Remurf, but
He was?
wasn't. There was the car. Yeah,
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know
he was there. He was there as a spectator. He wasn't
yeah.
there. 'Cause
Oh, wow.
after
Man,
Joel-
he really should bring that car though. That would
Oh,
be
yeah. I'll give him a
a
space.
killer.
That'd be massive draw.
That'd be
Yeah, after
cool.
Sterling
Joel,
Laser
after Joel
on
and David
YouTube.
were down at his house filming,
No,
he came up
that
to the
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go,
When they were late.
Justin, just look up Sterling Laser on YouTube. Tell him who you are and what you got going on, and ask him if he would be interested in bringing the car to the event. Let him know that you'll have either prime parking right out front, or he can set up some people can look at it, but they can't touch it. Or
Yeah,
if
you
he's
should do
okay
ropes for
with it,
sure.
But yeah,
I
reach
think,
out to
I
him
think
and
the
just
car
tell
should
him.
be
Here's-
featured inside the event somehow.
Oh yeah,
It should, but
definitely.
it should still be roped off. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it'd definitely be roped off. We'll have
Or
that.
actually use the barriers for the dragster barriers.
Yeah, no, we'll have it roped off. But
How about we do a dragster versus the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
be
his-
interesting.
his- his Lamborghini is
you broke
actually
down his
not
nails,
running a
Jason?
Lamborghini engine. So
Yeah, it's still faster than most of you guys going in a straight line.
Oh yeah.
well,
if you
he
can
can
go
at least keep the car in a
Yeah,
straight line.
yeah, he can keep it in a straight line.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like a bunch of flat RC cars to me.
Can you imagine a full size like TPU tire? Like how rough that would be? That'd be like running run flats. Like it'd be awful.
I think we have another challenge for Mr. Proper Printing Joan. We You need to get a hold of him and see if he'll do a TPU tire for his ABS rim.
God, that'd be an interesting
the failure rate on that would be crazy.
Would you do that S pattern? There's like an S pattern I've seen on infill where it's like kind of like squiggly. I think that would be the good one.
If you look at Scott's dragster, he's got a kind of a tire that runs with no infill. I shouldn't say no infill, but it doesn't have sidewalls. It just has like the pattern in it.
Well, not just mine. Both of them guys on the bottom of the screen there have exact same thing.
Yeah, How to Texan has them too. What am I talking about? Those guys got them too.
Yeah, we were just talking about
we're
looking for ours right now.
We don't have one of those here.
Well, that's it.
Oh, nice. So it's like a tweel, basically.
Yeah.
Well, a tweel with less infill.
So,
we thought we had a huge failure with.
Hey, what's this weed?
Okay, I thought we had a huge failure with one of the bills that was printed, and I even confessed to everyone that hey, failures happen, blah blah blah. But what it turned out to be is Steve and Ryan ended up putting it on one of their cars, and it ran like a champ once it got on the ground. You just couldn't free spin it without it beating the hell out of the car.
Right. Well, those there that I have on that car, you don't want to put them on the stand and free spin them. They'll try to disassemble the ass into the car, but you throw them down on the ground and they're locked in and go.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, for sure.
So, is there any rules about gyros yet? I think we talked about this.
You can run gyros. Actually, both of my car, the red one up there, and Sam's car. The radios that were in those cars did have gyros. The problem is, as I was getting ready for Murph, the night before, this box got left.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's the infamous box.
I got all the way to...
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I got all the way to Goshen, Indiana, and I had no freaking radios.
Nope. He was unpacking.
This is my combat robot Tyrannus. That's the one I brought with me. I love this thing because it has it's open RX. I don't know if
that's a
you guys
great
have
radio.
that. Okay, the Open TX.
I'm
been
a drone
really
pilot.
Good. This is
and
not
I love that
this.
radio.
This is not the S with. This doesn't have the Hall effects. This is an old Denchiama Mirage version. But my actual mod for combat robots is because I never packed this in the case, so I broke all these batons up here, and actually these two because they give you the extra long batons and they're awful switches, and so I switched these all with short ones, and then the buttons are my actual trigger buttons for the weapon.
The buttons are smart. I like the button idea. I did that to one of my remotes back in the past.
And also this has the Spectrum,
Spectrum
backpack,
receiver.
so I can run a Spectrum and I can run DS2 or whatever the other.
Yeah, as far as electronics go on the dragsters, when it comes to receivers and radios and running the gyro equipped receivers and stuff like that, absolutely. If you've got it and can figure out how to make it work, use it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm still limiting people on is battery cell count. Motors got to be a brushed motor, a 540 or a 550.
Is that just to keep it a level playing field, or
keep it a level playing field and keep people like me who would go out and spend $5,000 on a power system from just
because I would do it. Yeah, I would use brushless too, but the 550s are okay. I mean, but the thing is, you can get so many different variations of the 550.
Yeah, there's tons. Yeah.
So like I say, the whole idea of keeping brushless out of it is just trying to keep this as accessible to as many people as possible, and the cheapest, least expensive thing we can come up with for power systems on these is the original 540, 550 with the brushed speed controller.
So what's an average hardware kit, like average cost?
You'll spend a good pile.
250.
No,
Death Racers are about 300.
Yeah, you can get into it for under 200.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Justin's eating on stream. I've never seen that before.
No, he's always eating on stream.
Pretty
Always.
sure you did that last week too.
Yeah.
Well, I
I've
got to
been
eat
on
dinner at some point.
Justin's
soon as-
2 for 2 right now.
Yep.
As soon as you
more
open
like
it up to
20%.
brushless, Mitch, what happens is, you've got brushless systems out there specifically designed for drag racing,
Yeah.
and they're expensive.
All right,
And you're going to have people that are going to go out and buy those. Then what's going to happen is every race, they're just going to dominate all the way to the end. And it's going to get to the point where people are going to say, why bother? I don't stand a chance.
That's why we're
Somebody's
looking at an exhibition.
Yeah.
Well, also your 3D printed tires and car are the limiting factor on the car.
The car
So-
isn't, and the tires really aren't. If you can figure out how to print
Really?
60 TPU,
Yeah.
your tires aren't really.
Do you have the rubber? Do you have the rubber stuff?
Nice.
There's like actually rubber filament
Basically.
too. That's like I forgot what Zach Freeman had a video on
Mhm.
on it.
Really?
It apparently smells. It's like beetle. I think it's just beetle rubber that's like mixed in with
Oh.
whatever.
The 60A has a shore hardness the same as automotive rubber. So
Like I say, that's
I don't know.
I mean, there is still some limitation with the tires and that, and that's part of the reason why I say the tires have to be 3D printed, because the minute
That's the
I
spirit of it.
remove that restriction, people are going to be out buying the
Yeah, of course.
$70 a piece dragster tires, and a whole. I want anybody. I want it as accessible to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And
I like the Death Racers still. Like, I just haven't. I haven't downloaded the files and played with it. Just it's a rabbit hole, just like the.
So I guess we're never going to see any Hot Wheels dragster wheels coming out
that'd be
anytime
fun.
soon.
Actually, the Hot Wheels racetrack would be fun.
Yeah.
do a
I mean, I would bring one to an event. The problem is that like, what's
big
3D
do you
printing
got
about a
wood?
Hot Wheels track? It's like you can print the Hot Wheels.
Yeah, and the
But-
track itself.
Yeah.
do a dragster loop. How
Everyone
what do we
brings
need,
a piece of
20-foot
the track.
diameter to do that?
Well, actually, I mean, you can get Hot Wheels track race tracks like drag strips, and with the timers and everything, and the release thing. But the cars would be cool if you could just use the base of a Hot Wheels, drill out the rivet, and then 3D print the body.
Cool.
Well,
Right.
actually,
You know.
Mitch, have you seen the
Could
Hot
almost have it all
Wheels
3D
RC
printed.
cars?
Yeah,
Have
the
you
little
seen-
mini ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like $15, but if you go to the bottom side, you can pull out the 2 screws and remove the chassis, so you could have
just
3D printed body on it.
They used
Cool.
to have Radio Shack
Cool.
had one that was called like Zip something.
I've
They're
got
actually,
some
like-
of those. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
those are
zip
cool.
racers. They're tiny. They're about this big.
Yeah, those are fun.
That's
Those are
what
really
I
cool.
get to
Count up.
use to play with Logan with. I've got a whole bunch of them.
Zip racers.
They're all. Yeah,
I
they're little
forgot what
zip
they're called. Like,
racers. I can
Uh,
I can run 2 minutes out and grab one and bring it in, but they're just the coolest little, way ahead of their time mini racer.
well, there was Zip Zaps is what I had, but then there was
Zip Zap.
another one.
That's what's called.
There was one that was bigger than the Zip Zaps, but you can actually customize them. Like you can actually change the motors out and
Change
stuff
body-
like that. But,
change
Elastic
bodies,
powered
color.
racers.
Yeah.
well, Zip Zaps were like you charge them with the controller. They had they literally had like a super capacitor inside of them.
I just found
And
elastic
they were
powered
they were
ones.
infrared controlled too. No, they
Yeah,
actually
they
are. They were RF. They were. I mean, they the 27 megahertz frequency band. So that was back when
I like
you
the
didn't have digital
elastic
radios.
powered ones. That sounds really
That's-
cool.
I mean, the mousetrap cars. Like, if you ever played with those,
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
mousetrap
looking
cars.
at. Yeah, zip racer mousetrap.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool little like hobby, competition things we could do, but like
Yeah.
for 3D printing, I think those the Death Racers and the Dragsters are pretty cool right now.
Definitely.
I mean,
they
obviously,
are-
Earth was doing the Pine Derbies, so I mean, those are Earth has been doing the Pinewood Derbies since they started, and that's actually been really fun for the kids and stuff.
Cool.
So, and they have like an unlimited class.
I want to build one of those Death Racers for the next Remurf, but I also want to build one of those F1 RCs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those-
they did
those
that at
are
Murph.
fun.
I don't think that was the Open RC was at Murph was kind of it kind of was disastrous. It was like the first time they did it, and they did it in that arena that farm area, and like nobody could finish their laps. I mean, it was the same with the dragsters. Like nobody
Just
could
out of
figure out how to
control.
drive them. Yeah. It was
Practice.
I think the thing with OpenRC is that I forgot the guy's name, the benchy guy.
Daniel
He
Norre.
yeah, what was his name?
Daniel Norre is the guy.
Yeah, Daniel Norre. Yeah, I call him the benchy guy, even though he's probably sick of being the benchy guy. But yeah, he I mean he was all into it, and then I think he just stopped doing events. So I think that's why OpenRC kind of stopped. I think you really have to have like a ringleader kind of person, that is into that sport, or else it's not going to be done. So I mean, I would like to do combat robots, but I there's no way I'm going to have time to build an arena and bring it, and
just do what the little ones did.
Even that, like, I still got to build a box, a polycarbonate box, and bring it there. Like I have to have a couple like pre-made ant weights that work, and then for kids to use, and then hopefully get people show up. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to. I ran events. It's a lot to run an event for a combat robot.
Trust me, it's a lot to run an event.
Well, to run an event, but imagine running an event inside of an event. That's even harder.
Let's talk about running drag racer and death racer events inside of rep festivals.
Yeah, I bet that's fun.
Yeah. That's a whole.
What's cool about that is you've gotten people to at least show up. That's the hardest thing, is getting people to actually build them and show up.
Well, the whole thing with the dragsters, I mean, when Justin and I first talked about this, we didn't know if there was going to be me and Justin, or if there was going to be 6 people or 20 people. It wound up being 12. Was it 12 or 14 that actually raced?
Yeah.
There was
14.
I think
there was more than that showed up, and some of them just didn't have their dragsters ready.
Yeah, you had enough to run you did a double elimination tournament, or?
Well, we kind of didn't have a real good format for Rocky Mountain. We just kept.
It was the first event, so.
Yeah.
Now at Murph, I ran a full double elimination. The problem was when it got down to the last 4 races, it was one of my cars in the top 3 spots.
Yeah.
So
you needed a substitute.
Yeah, we had to substitute people in there because we had multiple drivers driving one of my cars, only because Sam's car wouldn't work again on Sunday, and I didn't have time to troubleshoot it again. That new ESC was giving me problems, so we had multiple people driving the same car, and then it wound up having to race against itself a few times. So I think, Izzy jumped in and raced against it a couple of times, didn't she?
Yes.
Or one of you guys jumped in and raced against it once, and
I kind of wish I would have known.
Flying off.
I kind of wish I knew about the ESC being an issue, because I had the OpenRC. I could have just lent that one to you.
Well, the problem was it gave us problems right at the start of the races. I didn't have time to take the car apart to change out the ESC. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with combat robots. You pretty much are like rebuilding the robot in between each bracket, each event. So when you get to the finals, like people need like 30 minutes, and you can't really postpone forever. So like it takes forever.
So basically, what I've done on the rules is, if you're called to the line and you're not ready, you get a 2 minutes to get your car ready.
I couldn't have gotten mine going in 2 minutes.
But Justin had wheel problems. I
had the wheel, the whole thing just.
That was actually kind of funny.
The front fell off.
No, the back.
I think your back tire actually went faster than your whole car.
It did. Yeah, his left rear tire won the race.
Wow.
Yeah, can you win by the tire? Is that how that works?
I mean,
literally, his left rear won the race. His car never left the starting line.
Wait, so
that's what that scratch is.
What's the shaft made out of? What is the shaft?
It's just 8 millimeter rod.
8 millimeter.
8 millimeter. And then what's actually holding the tire onto the rod?
Nothing right now.
Well, flange and 2 grub screws.
Is that like a Acme thread, like Z-axis
No,
Like, okay,
Scott
No,
knows.
it's
He's
just
the
a-
one
that would be
does all-
clever to reuse a Z-axis threaded nut.
no,
and-
no. It's the original design was reused Ender 5 Pro parts.
Oh, is it? Okay,
So the
that
original,
actually
the
is.
original rear axle is on an
Yeah.
Ender 5 Pro. Your y-axis. You know, you got your double-ended stepper motor, and you got the shafts that go out to the pulleys.
It's funny.
That's
Mhm.
what it is. Is it's one of those shafts. I
Wait,
designed
man, I need
everything
to
on
get
that
those
car
hubs
off
from you.
of junk parts that I had laying around.
That's
You
funny.
know,
What about? Can you run a
Junk parts,
stepper-driven
under 5.
drag racer? Be
A
slow.
stepper,
That would be
Yeah,
slow.
run it off a
as hell.
stepper motor.
That'd be
it'd
so
be
slow.
super slow.
Yeah, you could, but why?
Yeah.
Because
That would just be funny. I would like.
Gear it up, do like a
Yeah.
50-to-1 Gear.
Yeah, I'd have to gear it down. Yeah,
Oh my
like
God.
51 gear ratio. Run it on a Nemo 17. That's like.
Dwight and Ian, I need to get those tapped hubs from you guys at some point.
Yeah, no problem.
So we'll talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
because I did do that. Now all of my cars are at Murph. I went with the tapped hubs, and I did.
Wouldn't
I
help
did
me
include that.
any.
I included that in the bomb.
It's
know,
the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. Yeah.
Wouldn't have helped me a damn bit.
Hey, go.
Well-
You know what would have? Loctite.
I had Loctite on.
Yeah, Loctite.
They were buried in Loctite, but I didn't check them Saturday night like I should have.
Well, I mean, not only that. I mean, we look at these just as printed little cars, but they're pretty hard on themselves
Oh,
when
yeah.
we go out and drive them like we do.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they've held up as long as they have. I mean, I know how I
Well,
drive.
when you
I
crash
drive-
them, they don't hold up.
Right. or go
Yeah.
backwards down the track and win.
I know I talk crap, but I'm like, I probably would not be any better. Is that red?
BC3.
Blurry.
Dude, I just do
Vibrotite.
not.
Vibrotite VC3.
Oh,
I don't
yeah, I
think my
remember
camera's going to
Vibrotite.
focus on it. It's called
Is it a high
Vibrotite.
temp or is it a
Nope, it's just a thread.
regular thread locker?
It stays. It's not necessarily a locker like Loctite. It stays semi-pliable,
Huh.
Good.
but it.
Like a nylon lock or something?
Yeah, I don't. It's. I don't even know who recommended this, but it's just Vibrotite VC3 ThreadMate thread locker, and like I say, it stays. It doesn't get hard and brittle and white like regular Loctite does, and I've had really super good luck with that on anything that's a high vibration, and it. As near as I can tell, it doesn't have the negative effects on ABS like Loctite does. That's the other thing you got to be really super careful with. Not so much on those flanges because you're screwing metal screws into a metal flange against a metal axle, but any place where you might accidentally get Loctite on the ABS itself, Loctite, just a tiny bit of Loctite will absolutely destroy ABS.
It just starts to deteriorate it.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. It's
Polycarbonate. Polycarbonate, I think, also gets.
Yeah, this is kind of
acrylic.
like it's not nylon, but it's definitely like
Acrylic.
an absorption. It says it's thermoplastic elastomer resin designed to remain flexible and absorb vibration.
Yeah.
So it's literally
put a
just
link in the
liquid
chat there
GPU.
for you guys.
Right.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah,
more or less, but yeah.
Whatever it is, the base
That's
base
awesome.
in
Oh,
it is
awesome.
definitely acetone. Because the minute I unscrew the top off there, it's
You can smell it.
yeah, whatever it is, it's the base chemical or the base compound in it to make it liquid is acetone. So
Solvent,
it's probably a polymer similar to something we 3D print with that's using acetone to make it a liquid, and it
Yeah,
just,
it's a resin for sure.
and it
They
and
have
then
a
it-
3, 4, 5, and 6 variant too as well. You can go up to 6, which is a little bit stronger of a material.
Yeah, somebody in one of the
Wow.
3D printer forums
Wow.
recommended that to me. So I grabbed it and I've been using it on my printers and stuff like that. And I've not had grub screws come loose.
Where
Haven't
did you
lost
find it at?
How do you buy it?
Amazon. I bought it off Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Okay,
Through
like
the
the website
dark
doesn't.
You can only find it on the dark web.
Yeah, I don't have enough crypto left.
Right.
You have to go to Menards.
Oh, it's like $5. Okay, so like a small bottle is like $5
Yeah, it's not
or
it's not
$35.
terribly
No.
expensive.
Can't tell.
Wish I had gotten that. That probably was.
Wow, Amazon has some jacked up prices.
I felt so bad for the girl I raced that won your guys' one, Dwight and Ian.
Oh,
Like
Yeah,
there's video
Izzy.
of it hitting, like of that.
you
hitting.
nailed her in the side.
So hard.
Dude, she still talks about that. I talked to her dad.
I
here
gave
just a
her
while back.
such a head start too, and I take off and just T-bone right through.
Oh, it was a ragged wreck for
They got-
sure.
She was dumping all her power and
Uh-huh.
just
I dumped
They
too, but that the 68 tires that certain someone printed helped.
I can get a 5 mil tube of VC3 for $28.50 Canadian. That's
So
like
expensive.
Well, that
$100
seems
American.
expensive.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, now here it's $5.65 for the 5
Yeah.
mil tube. I've got the
Yeah.
30 mil bottle, which is
Holy.
1 ounce, and it's
What's up with that?
$27.84.
And that's right from Vibertite on Amazon.
That's a ripoff.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
So
a good
something
one.
it just does not pay to live in Canada, does it?
No, not for that kind of stuff. But you know what? We get really good prices on
What?
maple syrup and wood.
You walk outside.
Oh, wood of
And
anything
fresh
like
air. We get fresh air here better than yours.
yeah.
Except when there's wildfires.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we had 83 new fires here in BC in the last 3 days. So yeah, what up?
Dude, we're not far off from that. It's been like
We're
the
setting smoke.
triple digits here for the last week or so. It is just remarkably hot.
Yeah,
It's
all
been
my
triple
friends.
Well,
on
that's
digits
because
here
you
where
live in
I'm at for
Texas,
the last
so-
how
3
cold it
days.
is in there. Send me some cold weather. I'm like, dude, there's no cold weather here, bro.
Why do you
have
think
no
I
idea
moved
what
north?
Canada is.
I'm
Where are
not
you?
far off from doing it, man. My retirement place will be in Alaska for sure. I can't handle the heat anymore.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Have you been to Alaska in the summertime?
You
I'm
don't
sorry?
know if it's summertime.
Have you
'cause
been
it's
to
dark
Alaska
for
in the
like 30
summertime?
weeks.
I
Yeah.
have, and the mosquitoes about ate me up, but it was tolerable compared to what we have here in
There's
Houston. area.
nothing tolerable about Alaska in the summertime. The smell, the mosquitoes the size of bald eagles, the
Yeah.
heat, the humidity.
Yeah,
I
it's
Being
something.
like dark for like months on end, and then light for like it's crazy light patterns out there too, right? You got to remember that.
You get
yeah,
far
It's
enough north, you get
nuts.
three months of darkness, 3 months of daylight.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Just move to Fargo and get your really cheap housing.
Yeah, 'cause then you can have your
Really cheap.
Florida weather during the summer, where it's 98 degrees and 99% humidity, and then the winter
Yeah.
you got 30 below,
That was
Yeah.
30
Indiana.
mile an hour wind chills.
Yeah,
You also
Fargo's
have
the
to
best
remember-
place to go.
You have to also remember all
Indiana
your
threw a
food will be
couple of
shipped in.
tornadoes in too.
Yeah.
There's no local grocery store. There's no like easy, like cheap, like dollar store type place to grab something. Like there's nothing
Yeah,
like that. It's like there's
I've
like
got
one
it.
shop and it's Bob. You know, you gotta shop from Bob.
I've got an aunt who, until recently, due to some health issues, she'd basically spend half the year up in Colorado and then half the year down here in Texas, and you can guess which halves of the year she spent where.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can tell you exactly from when to when. November to
Oh.
April.
Here's something that's kind of interesting. So Upper Michigan, they get feet of snow during the winter with snow lake effect snow. They have two different
Ontario's
types of
bad,
they got two different types of cactus up there.
Okay, go ahead.
It's prickly pear, and then there's one that's been recently discovered, and I don't know the name of that one yet. But yeah, there's two cactuses that you can go find up in the sands up in
Up
northern
in the
Michigan.
UP?
Yeah,
In Michigan, really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time up in the UP, and
Oh,
the
really?
only cactus I ever saw growing were in people's windowsills. That's
Oh.
it. Ever.
Yeah.
I've never saw one growing wild. So
Yeah.
the prickly pear I can see because that'll grow almost anywhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not on
south
people's-
southwestern Wisconsin, there's like a desert there in that part of the state, and that's where a lot of the prickly pears are from there too. But we're in the UP.
all over. I worked in Midland, Michigan for a long time with Dow, and
Okay.
I had friends that were that were up around Slough Lake and crap, I can't think of the name of the little town we used to go to all the time. It's right there where Evinrude is based out of. I can't think of the little town right there on the lake, but it's beautiful there.
Yeah, I know Evinrude's up there. I just don't remember.
Evinrude is in Wisconsin.
Would they have
Two of them.
no the
Mercury?
well,
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It's
Mercury Marine is up north.
I'm almost certain it's Evinrude.
Yeah, I know there's two competing brands and they're like really close to each other.
Yeah, they would have parties and compete on who got the most amount of people at their parties. It was crazy. I've had a lot of fun there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're talking about Milwaukee here and on the internet here, but I know that there's like a factory up there, or used to be at least. I'm probably near Marinette because that's where Marinette Marine and Mercury.
Yeah,
Hey guys, I'm gonna bug out myself. I've actually got some work that has to be taken
Working?
care of.
Are you working again, Ian?
Maybe.
But yeah, I grew up. Yeah, see
you later, Ian.
Yeah, I grew up in the UP.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go too. Yeah.
Right,
See you, Mitch.
I don't.
Have a
I mean,
good night.
I always have work because I don't.
Oh, yeah.
But
Thanks for hanging
I'm
out.
watching. I'm talking to you on Discord. That's the problem.
Okay, Rich.
Oh yeah. Hey, hang on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna talk more about UP. I need to grab something for Ian.
Oh,
See you, Mitch.
Mitch.
Is that
I
the
gotta bug out
CUP?
here in a minute too. So.
Yeah, you're good. I'm probably gonna kill the stream.
Yeah. Okay. I just liked my my bamboo joke. That was the highlight of my week. Perfect timing. I'm totally gonna rag.
I'm interested
totally
to see
gonna
what they
rag
do
on
with
them.
the X1E because if I buy one at any point, it will be a large. I can't do this.
Well, if you buy one, I will take your Vorons. Anybody who buys one, I'll take your leftover
Oh,
Vorons.
leftover, huh? I love my Voron.
I know. That's what I mean. I'd rather switch all my stuff with Vorons. I mean, I keep the Delta printers. I still like them.
I have a Voron-ish Delta. At least it came from Mr. Voron himself. Like...
Yeah. Yeah, Nero's Delta.
Yeah.
That thing's pretty cool. I want to see that.
I've got
when it's done.
I've got my effector plate somewhere.
I still have this little magic thing.
Oh yes.
And
Yeah.
So
Need to have one of those.
you still have it?
No, I used to. I think, or something very similar to that same style. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now.
So this is the effector, and I have a Revo. So this is a Revo Micro, and this is the effector.
Definitely not the same one.
That's
Cool.
how much room I have. Like,
Wow.
so to fit two fans and the hot end all in this effector, and then still have clearance for all the arms. Like,
Damn.
well, not even CPAP. Like, I don't have where would I put the pump? I want to keep it all stock. So basically, I have my clipper. I have the clipper in there. I have the screen. I can use the original spool holder. Basically, I have, and then I'm probably going to put a power brick, a smaller power brick on it. But I want this to actually still be a usable, like, portable printer. But the big challenge right now is just designing a compact enough, strong effector that isn't like super heavy.
Yeah. So this is a Bird Air. Do you think that would be small enough for that?
I actually took the Bird Air off of it because I actually have two Bird Airs. The one I had on the backpack printer, and I kind of gave up on the Bird Air because it's just cumbersome, especially when you have a portable printer. It's just one more thing, you know. If I can get away with two smaller fans, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So I have two 30 millimeter fans that I'm going to put on there somehow. I have a design. It's just too many projects. I got too many V0s and
Crazy.
CNC machine too. That needs to be cutting soon because.
So here's I got to do a few mods. I might CPAP.
Yeah, your effector is a little bit smaller, or a lot bigger.
It's big. Yeah,
I'm sorry, bigger. Yeah.
Thanks to some help from Zach. That's where I'm sitting at right
That looks fine.
The,
Especially if it's all polycarbonate, it should be stiff.
it's PCCF. Yeah,
It should
It's
be.
very-
Well, it's probably not
it's-
going to be as strong as the aluminum, but it probably is
no,
stiffer
it's
than.
it's heavy. I mean, it's
Stiff
got enough
enough.
weight, so I'm not spending $250 for it.
No.
No way. This will work just fine eventually once I get the parts I can have.
Yeah.
I mean, and I got to decide the fan if I'm going to do a single 5015 or duals.
Dual would be nice.
It would be, but I'm worried about clearance.
Yeah. So the arm. That's the whole thing with Delta printers is those stupid arms. You want the arms to be as wide as you can
Yep.
get them, but you don't. But the wider your effector, the less print area you have would before you hit the towers, and then you also want clearance around the arm sockets, and so everything you build has to be
I
a
have
pyramid,
clearance.
Yeah, it's
basically.
a side
Yeah, I
shot
have-
for sure.
Or you have everything underneath the effector, and you don't want stuff underneath the effector because then if you have any effector tilt, then your hot end's gonna wobble. So
Yeah, I'm doing a slice anyway.
it's really it's super tricky to design an effector for a Delta.
Someone already designed it. I'm just modifying it to where I
Yeah.
want it instead of.
But that's why, like the big Delta I'm trying to build, I have a lot more freedom because
Oh yeah.
I can make
you
the
do a
effector
pellet
like
extruder.
I can make the effector like 150 millimeter diameter.
Do a pellet
and
extruder.
I could
and-
I could probably
Have
put the
some fun.
arms. I could probably put the arms at like maybe like almost 200 millimeters apart or something like that. Like I can make this thing sturdy, as long as I can actually reach
Mhm.
to each side, which means the arms have to be. If you want a minimum angle, you don't want to overextend. You actually want like 20 degrees or something. So
Yeah.
the arms would have to be almost be like 1200 millimeters or more.
Oh yeah.
And so any torsion on that arm. So basically, whatever ball and socket and arm I use has to be like industrial grade. So that's where like a lot of my money and time is going to go into is first of all making the towers that are strong enough to not flex.
Yeah.
So there might be. That's why I'm thinking like 1/4 inch plate, steel, bolt everything together. Like have like leveling feet. Like build it like an industrial CNC machine, which is what my plan is. And then the arms will actually the carriages. I want the carriages to be a single plate that doesn't move. And then the arms are. That doesn't mean if the lighter the effector, the less inertial mass and the less the thing's gonna flex. So like on my backpack printer, it's 250 grams of effector, not including the arms. But the arms are really short compared to the offset of the effector. So,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean Delta printers are weird, and that's why I like them. But like, I mean, there's only a few of us that are actually into designing and building Delta printers, and that's why they don't get. That's why you don't see any anymore.
Yeah.
And then CNC, like I seen Steve post one thing. The owner of the company's post one thing on Facebook. I talked to him a while ago, and he never messaged me on Facebook. Like, and then I know he downsized the company, so I don't. I mean, I guess he's still selling stuff, but like, I'm really the FL Sun's the only place that's making a Delta printer is FL Sun. Yeah, and you can't get a monoprice mini Delta. You can't get like any cubic Castle. I don't think you might be able to. And then there's Wasp is the only like big manufacturer of Deltas in Italy.
Right.
So
Well, guys,
I
I
pretty much
call it
have.
tonight. So
Thanks for hanging out, Scott. Feel better.
Good night. Take care,
Scott,
Scott.
Appreciate you being in. Feel better.
I gotta
buddy.
go take
see
some
ya. I
pain
gotta
meds
go.
and lay down. So
Right.
catch up to you guys
Okay.
next week or
Be
so.
well,
bye.
buddy.
Good luck with it, my man.
See you.
Hey Shane, I was looking. I had to pull the map up. It's been so long since I've been there,
Mhm.
and one of my buddies I used to work with, his parents-in-law, or however the hell you say that, they live in Marquette,
Okay.
and there's this little town north of it. I can't even find it on the map, but it's right on the lake. And for the life of me, when I pull the map up, it looks like German to me right now. It's been so long since I've been there. But Marquette was the main gig. That's where we'd usually end up, was out at her parents' house. And I mean, they had a huge property, huge spread out there. So we would stay in Marquette and then hit all the lakes to go fishing. And oh my God, dude. What part of the UP are you from?
So I lived on the KI Sawyer Air Force Base. They closed down, and then we like moved in when they started like renting out properties there. So I lived there for a while. So I went to Gwynn. That was the nearest school until about middle school, and then went down to Iron Mountain because that's where a lot of my family's from, is in that area.
Dude, Iron Mountain's a blast.
Yeah.
Did you? I actually went out there and pulled raw ore. Did you ever go do that? You know where the old abandoned gold mines and stuff are?
Yeah, I lived up the road from the Chapin pits there. Near the
take quads out and run in them.
Yeah, didn't really have that. We were, it was just kind of, we just kind of lived there because it was cheap. I didn't really do too much fun. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Now I remember that. Yeah. Dude, that whole place is a trip up there. It really is. It's just like, it doesn't feel like it's part of the United States. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Everything about it just moves a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But I met some good people there. I mean, I think that's what it is. But I don't know. Lower Michigan, Midland, and all the way into Grand Rapids, I have met some of the best and the worst people all in the same place. It's just horrible.
And then you met the worst people at Murph. So.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? These shows we've been going to, Justin, I got to tell you.
They're addicting as hell, aren't they?
Well, okay. I was pretty much done with people. I mean, you were there. You were there at the Sheriff Fest, right? You remember when I got up there? Everything I said up there was true. I was done. Retired. I cashed everything in. I still have a bunch of my properties. But other than that, I didn't want anything to do with people anymore. I was done with this whole environment because people have just gotten so shitty. I didn't want to be around them anymore.
I work in retail.
And then I got a chance to hang out with some of you guys and just kind of restored my faith in what people could be.
Yep.
So, I mean, y'all are a big part of what drew me back into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Justin, you were a big part of that, I got to tell you.
Just an event you came to. No big deal.
Well, it was an event that was chaotic and fun, and the people there wanted to be there.
Good
Everything
community.
about it appealed to me totally.
Oh yeah, and that's why we do this. We don't just do it.
Hey Shane, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is this is an ISIS dagger.
Yeah.
And when I started downsizing everything. Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. This is out of my entire knife collection because I was a big collector. I like edge weapons. That's the only knife I didn't sell out of my whole collection. But it didn't take very long before I started getting back into it, and you'll get a kick out of this one, Mr. Canadian. This is an AP1. This comes out of Canada.
Oh, nice.
If you go to Survival Lily, she is, hell, I don't know where she's from, Netherlands or something. Anyway, she came up with this knife. I mean, I'm a small guy. So when I buy these survival knives that I want to actually take out in the bush and go camping with, they don't fit my hand well. So Lily, being a skinny little pixie of a girl, came up with her own design. She had some Canadian manufacturers come up with this, and it has become one of my favorite, if you want to call it a survival knife, just overall knife.
Badass
knife. Canada, man. Canada, they make some good shit.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the deal. This knife, about $600, right?
Yeah.
This knife here, Amazon, $40. Best knife I ever had in my life. It has skinned more deer than I can shake a stick at.
Basically,
and it holds up. Yeah, it's just you get what you want, I guess. But yeah, for the Canadian stuff, dude, I've yet to have a quality product that came out of Canada that I was just not happy with.
Mm-hmm.
So you're around the. I got too much shit on my desk here, man.
I bet you the quality difference would be the more money you spent on that Canadian knife, you could use it 20 times, 50 times, 100 times. You probably wouldn't see any abuse on it. But the Amazon one or whatever, you could probably see some abuse after like 20, 100 times, right? Like it's just a little bit different.
Not really. I baton with it. I product tested. I tested that Amazon knife, and I took it out, and I was. Do you know what batoning is? You know, you grab it and you hammer down wood on it.
Yep.
I used a brick to hammer on it with an actual like building brick, and other than it turning it from black, anodized black to a little bit of silver, it held up just fine.
Wow,
Now that AP1, I haven't hammered on it with a brick. It's just that's more of a prize than anything else. But I do like the knife. I love the sheath, and more importantly, is I love the way it feels in my hand. So And like I said, I'm a hunter. I mean,
True.
I feed a lot of people, my family and neighbors. I mean, where I am in Texas, if you don't hunt and you only depend on grocery stores, then you're probably not from here. I mean, I hate to say that, but we got a whole bunch of Californians moving in here, and
I heard,
they're trying
yeah.
to get in
here.
California. It's not going
I
well.
heard.
They're not having a good time.
We're
with
getting
it.
Wyoming, Texas, and what was the one I saw? There's one that drove me nuts.
We're getting it here in Vancouver too. We're getting a lot of
Oh,
Mexican, a lot of people from the East Coast, everywhere. Like a lot of US people are moving here.
Mhm.
Even parts of Canada are all moving to BC. It's crazy. How
Boy, it
it's
makes
going.
sense. Seriously,
Nuts.
I
We get
look at
tons
all the
here.
time. When I purchased that land in Ketchikan, that's what I talked about earlier about moving to Alaska.
Mhm.
Ketchikan, I kind of picked as a location, not because when I go there, I'm not going to be a hermit. I'll probably open up a store or some type of a retail general type store.
Yeah.
One, because I don't like to be out of any supplies, and I figure other people probably want them too. So
Yeah.
I'll probably open up some type of a business there where I can do import exports, mostly import. But
Mhm.
Ketchikan, dude, that's the one place where it stays moderate on the temperature. I don't want to say year round, but it's tolerable in the summertime, and that's what I hate about. It's what I hated about Murph, dude. I about died there.
Horrible.
It was
dude.
too
Was it?
damn hot.
It
Really?
was humid. The humidity and the heat combined.
We left Texas, and this is the first time Ian's ever been to the Midwest, and we decided to do a road trip and just kind of make it, a couple of buddies hanging out and having a good trip. And
Mhm.
and I said, dude, when we get in the Midwest, we won't have to worry about sweat rags. We won't have to worry about air condition. And good Lord, it completely proved me wrong. We got up there, and I got out, and I'm like, what? Are we back in Texas? What the fuck is going on, man?
Dude, it's bad. I'm telling you. It gets
Brutal.
really bad here.
Yeah, it was horrible. Now, Colorado, when
That's
we were at
terrible.
Murph, well, that was nice, dude. We snowflakes. You saw how I was dressed. I was in shorts and t-shirt.
Oh, dude, that's what I would wear every day if I could. Are you kidding me?
That was it. I mean, I was born and raised here in Texas, and I've had 2 heat strokes. I don't want any more. I can't do it.
I mean, heck, I had a heat exhaustion at Murph.
This past go round.
Yeah, dude, I was at the bar Friday night, and I'm sitting there hanging out.
That's
I get
right.
this whiff of exhaustion. I'm like, I need to go back to the hotel right now.
I remember when
I
you
got
showed
up,
back
I
up.
left.
Yep.
I took a shower, took a bath, and I felt better. But it was so, even in shorts and a t-shirt was too fucking hot.
Wow.
We were all soaked. I went
Oh.
out. I changed clothes more in that 4-day. I say a 4-day event. I mean, it was pretty much 3 days of balls to the wall. But I changed clothes like 5 times while in that few days, just because I don't sweat, dude. I pour like I got a hole cut in me and I just leak out. It was horrible.
Yeah, Justin. For next time, that $12 fan is
No,
what's
next
sad
time
is-
we're bringing a freaking portacool
Vertical.
or something like that.
Well, portacool won't work when the humidity's
I know.
up. That's why we don't use them here. And you know what sucks is I went out to my car when we were packing up, and I had my portable fan in the car, and I never got it. I didn't realize I had it with me.
I had to go out to the car just to cool off multiple
Yeah,
times.
that's right.
I didn't have a choice. I went out, sat there in the AC for 15 minutes.
You know who I really felt sorry for was Dan and Kim. Kim came in, dude. She was like 6 or 7 shades of red.
Oh yeah,
Man, she's
It was
gonna pop a
bad.
freaking vein.
it was.
Wow.
I felt,
really
but they were out there cooking us jambalaya. They fed all of us, man. They took
Oh my
care of us.
gosh. And cooking on the barbecue.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
they were freaking dying.
I got to remember that's that was going on next year because that's I completely missed all of that.
I want to go to Murph next year, but this humidity and this heat, I don't know if I can do it again.
Well, if we do one down here in town, man, every place we go to is going to have like one killer AC system, so we don't even.
Yeah,
have to
I mean
worry.
that's why we are doing ones with AC. That's why
Dennis
our
Tech
venue
Tips,
has
he
it.
did a air conditioned warehouse one time a while back here in
Now,
Vancouver.
now he's doing
Costed him
LTX.
10 grand.
Oh.
10 grand for the day.
Okay.
because he had to
do
get
it.
his installed air conditioner unit. It was fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're in the middle of
For
nowhere.
one day.
So many people are saying move to a better
Yeah.
venue. I get why they do the venue, but
Well, actually, you talking about what we just did at Murph?
Yeah.
Actually, I thought the venue was great. It
Venue's
was just
great, but
the heat and humidity killed everybody.
They used to do it a little bit earlier in the year.
they used to do it in April.
Yeah, so it was like really, it was sweater weather, so it really wasn't that bad.
No. But
And
then moved
now
to
it's
June.
now it's a conflict with something else that's going on. I think it's like some sort of horse sales or something.
They don't have a choice for that.
Yeah,
That's not
Now they
surprising.
can't move to April because of us. So. I mean, they can, but
nobody would show up.
no offense to the guys, I will agree with you there because
Yeah, people would probably would much like if you put the two right side by side.
Mhm.
I think more people would go to Remurf than.
Oh, I agree, and that's not even.
Murph was a lot of fun. Yeah,
It'll
it's a good
be
location.
double the
But
space next year.
You said it's going to be double the space, dude. That's
Both
outstanding.
halls.
We're going to need it. We're going to need
Oh
it.
yeah, dude. I'm.
Well, hey, I'm gonna. I tell you, at Remurf, dude, give me some heads up time, Justin. If we're reserving tables and paying for them, because I want 2 tables at least.
Yep.
Because I want
we got to figure out how we're doing that.
Okay. Well, I have that full body scanner I wanted to bring on
Yeah.
this last one, and
Well,
dude,
what you do is
it
you
was
just
so chaotic.
do a sponsorship then, and just do a bronze sponsorship for whatever. It's not going to be expensive by any means. Get yourself a booth.
Oh yeah.
How did Texan booth?
Yeah, why didn't I think of that? That's what we keep you around
I'm
for.
the organizer.
Yeah, there you go. Let's we
We'll
got other
chat.
stuff we need to talk about too.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll touch base on that also. For sure. Yeah, I mean, because I have all these cool toys and crap I bought when I was retired. I couldn't wait to play with, and to be honest with you, these
you can
dragsters
sell them too.
What's that? Oh well, actually, the way I wanted to do it was as a what do you call it? A table getter, like the claw machine. You come in, you get a full body scan. We email the file. You own the file, and then if you want us to print it, then we'll print it and send it to you
on site with a bamboo. Print it on site with a bamboo.
Actually, do it with like a resin printer, and you could have it done within an hour or two.
Yeah.
Shit, that's not a bad idea, Shane. Right. Well, see, if I'm look, okay, Ian, he just turned his wife into a baby factory, so that's why he's not going to Earth. I'm going to run that show solo. I may, if Mitch doesn't have a ride, then I'll swing by and grab Mitch on the way up.
Are you set up for an exhibitor table?
Am I?
Yeah.
No,
you need to be
for
set
that.
up. Well, I would recommend getting set up. But,
well, I can do that.
You'll have to email them.
Really
they're curating them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll get on it.
It's interesting. It's interesting, but I get why they're doing it.
Earth to me is like a precursor to Remurf. It's going to really decide how much I can handle by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I need to start bringing people with me, like when it's me and Ian, we can play off each other so well. One of us can just bounce out and the other one can handle it. Right. But with some of the I'm just not clear about Earth and what we can and can't do. I don't know, man. Like I said, I know I want to. I'm definitely going to bring that 2.2, the Voron. Fuck, dude, I'm so tired right now. The new one that's sitting on the pool table right now, almost built. That's definitely coming with me. I'm probably not gonna bring a bamboo. Like I said, if I'm running this solo, dude, I can't do all that shit by myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm there, I'd be glad to help. But
I know you would. You jump right in. I believe.
If I'm there, I want to go. I'm stuck. Realistically, I'm probably gonna go. Who am I kidding? Mostly because I would love to go to Smurf.
Yeah, I have no interest in that.
I do, but that flight's gonna just be detrimental.
Where's Smurf at?
London, UK. Well, Oxford.
Oh,
Oxford University.
Wow. That's a trip.
The only reason I don't want to go is
London twice.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. It's in London.
I've been to London twice. Once for my honeymoon and then once a couple years later.
Cool.
and I love it.
Cool.
It's freaking amazing. You don't need a car, you don't need anything, but you also
Really?
can't take anything.
Because it's so busy of a spot. It's like really
No,
busy
the
city.
importing. Like, if we send anything, we send it a month ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it might not even get there because British.
Yeah. Mhm.
oh,
That's right.
Not wrong.
Oh man.
I'm so confused.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to bail. It's been fun tonight.
I
Great
got 5
having you.
minutes left too.
I
as well.
gotta go. I gotta go lock up the chickens. I've been having a bobcat problem.
Huh?
I gotta grab my pistol and walk out. Make sure I'm not gonna go. Dude, it's like 4 nights ago. I walk out and I get about 20 feet from the big door at the chicken coop, and there's a bobcat staring off. And it's not our cats down here in Texas aren't like what you curly, cute little things you see on TV. These things are pissed off all the time.
Yeah. We got them up here.
Huh?
We got him up here. There was a time when walking out to the camp and like, oh, that's a cat, a big cat. I'm gonna.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
coyotes here about the same too. They're freaking huge. We have bears now walking around in Vancouver, BC, which is like a busy mecca city, and it's like
What
they're just
just
like
black
walking
bears?
around now. Brown bears,
Just black bears running around.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like looking
Well,
for
black bears.
something.
When I was actually fishing up in the UP, and we had a black bear come running up behind us, and he was just more interested in our fish. But as startled as I was when I jumped, it scared the bear even more, and that's when I realized black bears. Well, I guess if it's charging me, might be a little formidable, but for the most part, he was a lot more afraid of me than I was of him or her.
Yeah,
I'm
they're not
sure.
hungry. Yeah, they're not hungry in the
And
city.
I
They're
think
hungry in the woods.
Yeah, I think that may be the secret right there.
Yeah.
Now, at Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, they had armed guards around us the whole time I was there with Dow for polar bears. These things actively hunt people for food. That is frightening, dude. A polar bear looks at you. He's not looking at you like, what are you? He's looking at you how much of his stomach he's going to fill up.
Well,
That's
because there's
it.
no such thing as a skinny. There's no such thing as a skinny polar bear. So a polar bear is always
That's
hungry.
right.
Yeah, bro. No such thing as a skinny
man.
polar bear.
No,
always
sir.
hungry. Yeah,
All right.
man.
I'm out of here too. So
All right, everyone's popping.
All right,
I'm going to
thanks.
kill the stream then.
Yeah, I'm having.
For those hanging out in
I'll leave
chat,
that
thank
later.
you for hanging.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Probably see you next week. Thanks for hanging out, Marcel. It's been a while.
Right on.
oh, nice seeing you.
All right,
again, Marcel.
guys.
Have a
Y'all have a
good
good
night.
one.
See you then.
I'm going to
Yeah.
sign off. Everyone have a good night.
All right, Justin. We'll
Yeah.
talk later, buddy.
Yep.